and welcome to Dungeons and Dank Memes, a fantasy role-playing show. My name is Connor Collins, Dungeon Master for the show, and I'll be leading our party through the adventure and peril to be found in the land of Irden. We are playing Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, but be warned, there will be some house rulings. The show is just getting started, and for now we'll be in YouTube and podcast formats with live streaming close on the horizon. You can find more information about the show at DankMemes.com. The link to the site and a bunch of other information can be found in the thingy below the video, or for the podcast, in the episode description. And now to the show. We hope you'll adventure with us. Enjoy. Welcome to Dungeons and Dank Memes, a fantasy role-playing show where us nerdy folk go on adventures, discover the value of friendship, and maybe learn economics.
No.
But,
I love economics.
all right, so
Okay.
I like our previous conversation.
all right, here we go.
Are we going to be bankers?
No, stop.
You brought it up, man.
Yeah.
You beat the game, you became a banker.
All right. In our last session, our 6 adventurers escaped from the Northgate Fortress dungeons with a little help from a mysterious man named Brada and his 3 bugbear companions. Though they are free from the dungeon, they now seem to be prisoners to Brada, who claims to be a collector of men, a potential slaver, though he has not been overtly cruel. Some may disagree. As they moved north along the coast, away from the city, the towers and walls disappeared behind them. They heard the sound of hooves and encountered, fought, and killed an Arden military patrol, 7 soldiers that were headed south, presumably on their way back to Lonith with a report. The party traveled at a mild pace up the coast, hugging the rocky cliffs, started the journey at about 4 p.m. So as you guys are headed up the coast, okay, one thing that I need to establish is that
We're all gods now.
At level 2.
so
Level
Unkillable.
2 gods.
Yeah.
so one of the bugbears
Gone
actually
mad with power.
looted something pretty interesting, uncommon, off of one of the soldiers. Most of you might have seen this if you were paying a little bit of attention.
I wasn't. Were we paying attention?
It was a lute.
He looted a loot?
Correct.
I'm confused.
A stringed instrument.
Oh,
How many loots?
what's it called?
Can a looter loot if a looter could loot loots?
We all died. DM kills us all.
Meteor. You're not even indicated, but the cave like collapsed.
There is a cave around you and it collapses.
The bugbear. One of the ones you don't know his name. You know Munch's name,
yeah.
but you don't know the names of the other 2. He picks it up and kind of stares at it. Grunts. You might think he doesn't know what it is. He walks over to the little blue-haired boy
That's me.
and just kind of shoves it at you.
I take it. And I go, what's this?
He kind of like shoves you, and then
Okay, thanks. I
he
guess.
kind of like shoves you in the direction of like, we're going.
Oh, okay. I keep walking looking at this loot.
Great.
That's good.
Glad we retconned that. That was good.
This was
It's a really
important.
magical
Yeah.
moment. Thank
I'm
you.
glad you guys all shared that with
I
me.
kinda-
Me and my skin loot.
In my head, it's sort of like when Link
No.
finds the ocarina.
Yeah.
Jesus, Brody.
It's dangerous to go alone. Take
Take
this
this
magical, take this musical instrument.
Now that you've all got to experience that brilliant storytelling.
It was brilliant.
Thank you.
I really appreciated that. Thank you.
Yeah, so you guys are sneaking up the coast as the sun is setting on your left, and so it's going down over the ocean. And do you guys do anything while traveling, or you just kind of fall into line, following brought up the coast? You eat the fingers you took?
Is it disturbingly gross? Like, are you just kind of like slowly eating?
I mean, like, it makes sounds and stuff, yeah.
Like beef jerky, almost. Like that.
Or like crunching bones.
Well, then,
and
yeah,
stuff.
there's
Oh, wait,
layers.
there's bones?
And these are-
Yeah,
I
there's
mean,
bones
there's
and
some-
fingers, actually. I don't know if you
Yeah.
I thought maybe you should like, pull it out and eat the meat.
It's not like chicken fingers?
No,
They're
all
like
of
breaded. No.
The marrow is where all the nutrients are.
Yeah. Goblins eat rocks. Like, she eats all of it.
Okay, that makes sense.
You're a
I've
goat?
never heard the sound of people eating bones.
So we got some fingers eaten.
Yes.
Esteban's
Cool.
rereading the poem he wrote for his girlfriend.
So wait, do we see?
Can we get a little
Out
taste
loud,
of that?
or...
You're not reading it out loud. It's really bad.
Do we see like what we're walking towards, or we're just like meandering up the coast? We're heading north, right?
So the beach, for the most part, the sand portion of this part of the coast is a pretty standard, like all the way up, about 50 feet of sand from the water, from the breaking waves, and then there are like kind of sharp cliffs. They're not like true rock cliffs, but they're steep kind of dirt rock cliffs that go up maybe 30 feet before they plateau out. And it's part of the mesa that is that holds like Hightown. It's very defensible, and that's one of the reasons why Loneth was built where it was, because this area is up removed from the coast, hard to attack from the sea. So you guys have there aren't any real landmarks or anything like that.
So none of like at least I wouldn't know what was this direction. We're just kind of aimlessly walking at this point.
Yeah, you guys
Yeah,
don't
okay.
really know what is ahead.
Thanks.
I want to go over to the Dragon Man. Like, thanks for
Sorry, I'm just
Spots.
practicing on my lute. Sorry, don't mind me. Go ahead.
That was a great solo, man.
It's fine. Sorry.
That's some loot you got there.
It's a power source to that, or
I'm sure that's going to sound great.
This
on
app
a
has
mic.
other buttons, but I only like this one. Okay, we're good.
I'll go to the Dragon Man. I'm like,
I will take that.
Okay, we're done.
You can have it back after class, Blair.
I mean, he is 13 and he has a lute now, so this is 100% what would be happening.
Can you just translate
Absolutely.
smoke on the water like 1,000 times?
break the loot? Is it magical? It's magical.
Yeah, it's magical. It's
Damn.
indestructible.
I think just break the iPad.
You don't get the sense it's magical.
We
Thanks
don't
for,
know if we don't try.
Thanks for helping me out back there. I hit it pretty hard.
Not at all, my good man.
Yeah, that's about it.
Cheerio.
Awesome. Yeah, so as you travel, have short, great conversations with your traveling companions. The sun continues to descend.
That wasn't me this time, I promise.
You hear strange noises as Bernard kind of tests out his lute for the first time. Maybe not the first
So to
time,
speak.
at least this lute.
Yeah, the first time this week.
But yeah, at about what you think is 6:30, about the sun is just about to go down, and Brada gets to a place that he kind of like walks behind one of the cliff sides and disappears. And as you round, you see that there's almost like a cavern inlet at this part of the cliff. The way that he goes about setting up his bedroll and his items, you get the sense like he's been here before. It's maybe a place where he stopped before. He turns to you all and says, "Time to set up camp. We're gonna stay here for the night. No fire. Stay quiet. I don't think anyone will come after us, but we'll keep watch for tonight, me and my men. If you guys don't trust us yet."
You're what? You're men?
I mean, it's like a loose term,
Men.
like man.
I mean, I guess, but like, I'm a man.
That's
Those
true.
Are
not
you?
men.
Are you assuming their gender identity?
Are you a man? You have no hair.
So
Just like,
We don't
Brada,
know.
Brada looks at Esteban. We're from different places. What words mean to you, they may not mean to me.
I own you. We're best friends. I mean, it's just interchangeable, right?
Within reason. But
Who is reason?
he ignores Ruka. He says, "If you don't trust us yet, you're welcome to join us for the watches, but we'll be keeping an eye on things." He kind of he sits down, kind of reclines against the edge of the cliff inside this little inlet, and he actually pulls out a piece of paper and just is kind of staring at it. He looks up, nods over to one of the bugbears, and the bugbear leaves. It's one of the others that are unnamed to you, and just kind of moves down the coast and out of sight from this little inlet. What do you guys do?
Lash just like immediately lies down, covers his face with a pith helmet. Out cold.
6:30.
Yeah.
Right?
It's only 6:30.
I'm gonna dig a hole in the dirt and lay
Early to bed, early to
it.
rise.
It's like a flat surface.
Nice.
Cool.
Is there like the cave is just like abruptly ends, like we're in like this little nook?
Yeah,
or
it doesn't. It's not.
it's not
deep.
like a cave, it's just like an
It's
alcove.
like an inlet in the cliffs that is just protected from view from up and down the coast.
Can I see what what's his nuts is looking at? Yeah, that guy. I refuse
like
to use
what's
his
his
name.
nuts.
So how do you approach?
No, I'm just saying, like from where I'm standing, or is he like covering it?
So the cliff inlet is kind of like this, and he's like kind of at the back of it, looking out toward the ocean.
Got it. Okay.
So he's got cliff face to his back, so you can't really get behind them.
Sure.
But
No, that's okay. I'll just sit.
close
So
to him.
you said one bugbear went like down around the cliff corner?
Yeah, you get the sense that that one went out to do first watch and do a final scout before dark.
And there's 3.
And there are 2 others that are kind of like at the mouth of the opening from the cliff face.
Are they watching us, or are they watching out,
Yeah.
They're kind of just
or they're just watching?
they're just chilling. They're kind of relaxed. You don't get the sense that they're like watching you heavily, making sure you don't do anything weird. They're pretty comfortable, but they're quiet. They seem to just be.
Hey, Brutus, I have to poop.
Brada kind of like looks up at you. He's like, "My name's Brada.
Yeah, that's what I said. I have to poop.
Go poop."
Okay, bye. I leave the cave. Am I being followed?
Which way do you go, north or south, along the coast?
North.
So the other bugbear went south, the one that was scouting.
Hey, what's up?
So you pick the opposite direction.
Totally coincidentally.
Roll. You're like looking out to see if you're going to be followed.
Subtly. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, like, you know, just kind of like meandering, pretending, like, look over my shoulder, you know.
Is it dark at all yet?
Okay.
Because
As
it's
you,
summer
you get like 20 feet away,
Sure.
and one of the bugbears comes out and begins to trail you.
I can't poop in front of a bugbear. Can I have some space, please?
He stops basically like as soon as he can see you,
Got it.
and like he's not getting very close to you. It's not like he's gonna stand right by you.
Okay, I poop.
But so you just drop your
Your
drawers.
pants? Like, or.
Yes, I poop my pants and I walk back into the cave and I sit down. It's
You just keep
excellent.
going with an audience, okay?
No, like I'm just not going.
Okay, he kind of like doesn't stare straight at you.
I feel like we gotta make it realistic, guys.
Make
like,
your poop
every
check.
once in a while, one of us has to go to the bathroom. You know?
Yeah.
It's like
Roll your
Poop
check.
check.
Yeah.
Ooh! Roll a 3 on my. I don't know what modifier I add on a poop check, but that's.
You're not able to get much.
I would say Constitution.
It's Constitution.
I think
It's
it's
a Constitution saving throw.
It's
Dexterity.
definitely
Wait, how are you poop? Dexterity? Are you like flipping it there?
It's
Like...
whether you get it on yourself or not.
Ooh, that's excellent.
Wow.
Okay. Well, then that's a 5.
Okay, wait. So you rolled a 3 on your poop check,
Uh-huh.
and then you rolled
I
a
added.
con save.
I have to roll a con save. Okay. 10 on my con save.
All right.
You survive.
Okay.
You're not damaged by this.
You take 4 points of damage.
It was a good fight, but you got it all.
Okay, great. I walk past the bugbear and back into the cave, and we're chill.
Cool.
This has been an extremely poop-focused campaign.
I know. I'm
Yeah, what's with
it's
that?
my own fault.
It's
It's gonna be annoying. So that's really
You didn't need to bring it back up
Yeah.
in this session.
Great, yeah. So
No, we got our once a session in, and now we can move on.
It was more than once last time. I want to make that clear.
Poop was basically one of the characters I had.
There's a character sheet.
My favorite NPC was Poop.
Okay, so the sun goes down and as the sun goes down, there is a moon that rises. It's actually the full moon.
Like just a moon?
It's the
I wasn't sure if this
We're
was
not
Tatooine.
Like, we're down.
Jupiter.
There are seven
there's
invisible moons.
one moon in this world. Okay, the
But
moon
4
rises.
sides.
It's a full moon, and
Does Brada turn into a werewolf?
Yeah, I was gonna. Who's the
Over
werewolf?
here howling.
no, he does not turn into.
Yes, but that's just
Do
me
I
better
turn
to
into a
sleep.
Actually, like as the sun goes down, you guys don't have much more light. He actually kind of like reclines further and closes his eyes, and you can't really tell if he's sleeping, but he's at least not looking. And the moon that rises it's like seems kind of close in its moon cycle, and I need anyone proficient in nature to roll a nature check.
Nope.
Nope.
Mm-mm.
Oh wait.
Oh, my
The
proficiency.
druid's not proficient
Survival.
in nature.
That's
Ironic.
always good.
Plus
Survival. Shucks.
+2?
If you're proficient.
There's green
No.
dot.
Where's your?
Not proficient.
So the moon rises. All you notice is that it seems to have kind of an icy blue tint to it. That's not necessarily normal, but it's not so shocking that it's like scary or anything.
How I see blue.
Like very slight.
Not shocking.
Not shocking.
So
Ice is clear.
Okay.
You have the inspiration.
Please
Okay.
see article Jack Frost bubble.
would you say it was as blue as?
Much better. Much better. I like that one much better.
So you said Brada is sitting with
Does it
eyes
look a
closed.
little bit puckered?
Oh no!
Alright, please.
No!
Please.
Can I try to sneak over really quietly and see what he's reading?
Not to interrupt what you're saying, but I really want our first fan art to be Jack Frost.
It's a runaway train. It's gonna happen.
He's actually folded up
I'll do it.
what he was reading, and he's put it back into his jacket.
Could I try and get it?
Mm.
Sure. Roll stealth.
I want to help
Sure.
her.
This is gonna go great.
How are you going to help her?
I don't know.
How
I'm
are
gonna
you
take. I'm gonna take her lead.
still?
Okay.
Oh, he's
So, roll me a stealth check.
I just want to give her advantages, basically.
I know you. I know it's a game mechanic.
Play
you have
your
to learn
loot
it.
to distract.
I swear these are. I got a 4.
And then
I
so
think these
you're
dice are
you're
not
sneaking up, and you're doing your best to be quiet. And then are you going to do? Are you going to try and take it?
When I do a side.
Oh! I know how I'd help her.
Okay.
I know how I'd help her.
Okay, how do you
Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait
Yeah,
for it.
play.
Wait for it.
Yeah.
Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it.
He's asleep.
Yeah.
I'm going crazy on that freaking loot. Wait, this says
Okay,
other stuff.
So he opens his eyes He opens his eyes. Okay, so how close had you gotten to him at this point? Like you were sneaking toward him.
Like getting up and starting to move towards him.
Okay, so his eyes snap open as soon as he hears you start to play the lute.
Dang it.
And he kind of like notices you, but isn't like doesn't. He just glances at you, and then he walks over to Bernard
Yeah, that's my name.
and
Stabs him. Right
He's-
in the
He does us all a favor.
he smacks you across the face like hard.
Aw. Can I dodge? Can I try to do something?
What's your armor class?
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Is it real?
the
Is it
armor
real
class
good?
on your face?
It's 11.
Yeah, he hits you.
Oh, I don't like that.
You take 2 bludgeoning
Oh,
damage.
I don't like that either.
And like
2
this,
damage?
this isn't like
Powerful slap.
a slap. This is like
Like a punch, like a close fist
like
punch.
he's not.
Wait.
he's not
Was
weak.
it front or back?
It's back.
It was backhand.
Mm.
You in trouble.
Yeah, but he just hits you across the face, and he says, "Quiet." And he
all you
walks.
had to do was say something to him.
He walks back over, sits down, and then just stares at Lil.
I stare back.
Esteban immediately casts Blade Ward on himself. Just
Okay.
after the slap. Just like, oh.
Wait, did Esteban go to Catholic school? Because that answer a lot of questions.
Okay.
Oh,
He closes his eyes and just kind of resumes where he was.
Let's kill him in his sleep. Wait, are we taking a long rest? So can I just undo the 2 freaking points of damage? I just took?
Well, we are taking.
Not until we successfully long
Once you
rest.
successfully rest.
Yeah.
Do we
Do
go to
we-
You don't take it at the beginning of a rest. It's not how
I'm
it
assuming
I rolled a 9 on my sleep check. How am I doing?
Fitful.
Whoa.
Yeah, Luca's well, like when she went to sleep, she like walked around in a circle and then like pawed at the ground and then went to sleep, and she's having like
Running
her-
dreams?
Yeah.
Are you a dog? Now I'm confused because it
You
started out as a goat
You
and now it's a
howl at the
dog.
moon. You're at the sleep. Like, something's going on here.
Are you 2 near-ish each other?
I just like plopped down on the middle of the floor. I don't know.
I dug a hole far away from the rest of the
Oh,
people.
okay.
And,
so you can brood.
Okay.
look, man, that's
Yeah. No. No shame.
brooding is my character development.
Yeah. No. I'm on board.
Did you roll a brooding check?
Critical fail.
You seem happy as ever.
I'm a
Or is it just outright tears?
You're like trying to
You're
cry,
trying to
but
be
you can't get it zero.
little tiny pebbles just kind of trickle out.
Esteban's gonna lay bedding down by the Dragonborn. By the classiest dude in the camp.
Okay. Self-declared.
No, she said by the. So you were saying that he's the classiest.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
sorry.
yeah,
I missed
yeah.
that part.
Oh,
You're
yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
excuse me.
I was like,
wow.
I'll have you know I have a monocle.
And that does not denote class.
It's even on my minifig now.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
You have a monocle?
There's a monocle.
Honestly, I thought you
But
were
he's
joking.
Wearing a pith
I
helmet.
guess,
His monocle is the size
girl,
of
no,
a
you
period.
can't see that. Come on.
I know, but that's the whole reason I decided that.
Honestly,
He has
that
a
could just be a
monocle.
mistake.
The reason I decided in character he has a monocle is because Hero Forge had that as an option.
Hero Forge, please sponsor us.
I love that it's like the
Thunder
monocle is like within the margin of error on a 3D print, so you can't really
It
tell
really
it's there.
is. It just kind of looks like there's extra texture. But sure.
Yeah, no, I selected the monocle
This is
option.
not how you get a sponsor.
That monocle looks amazing.
It does, man.
No, it's Hero Forge did such a good job on that
I've
minifig.
never seen a more realistic monocle.
Yeah, can we?
Have you ever seen a monocle? Have you ever seen a
I
monocle
played
in
Monopoly.
person?
in real life?
Like-
No, like in person for real.
Monopoly.
Yeah.
Not
Wait,
ironically.
is the internet real life?
No,
No,
not like a
no,
photo.
no.
Right?
I mean,
Like
like you're
costume?
at the
Yeah,
mall.
like as part
I
of
don't
a
know, you guys
costume.
won't.
With your human
No, no, no.
eyeballs. Have
Like
you
a real
seen,
old
like, a
person.
physical-
Like,
Yes.
yeah.
The way
Right.
back to.
No, Bernard was having that conversation.
He's
Are
really
you wearing that like ironically, or
he's really impressed by my monocle.
are you into like Steve? Are you one of those cosplayers?
That's really
It's
good
dragon.
cosplayers, man.
Nerd!
Oh boy.
Wait, hold on, let me play my loot some more.
There's a Key and Peele sketch that I would love to
You're
watch
gonna
right now, but
get smacked again.
Oh, yeah, I'd probably get smacked. Okay, I'm gonna go to sleep then. I sleep.
So no one's staying up.
I'm gonna stay up.
Okay.
I'm gonna close my eyes, but you can't tell if I'm sleeping or not either.
Do you do
She's
it
so
in a way where you
mysterious.
want him to notice?
Yes.
You're like
I'm like
loudly sitting there with your eyes closed.
loudly.
If you could see it, he smirks slightly, but you can't see it.
I fucking hate this guy so much.
Wait.
is that in character?
Maybe.
He said
You
it
did
his
the
character
voice.
voice.
Dude, you did voice, man.
That means
Like,
that it's,
Yeah,
that's
so you're saying that.
He whispers it, but I can't Bernard whisper, so
That's how
That
Bernard
doesn't
whispers.
that fits. That checks out.
Prada just smirks a little wider.
At some point, a smirk becomes a smile, and you can't. There's a limit.
He smirks.
You can't
wider.
It's
That's
just-
wider. That's
it's
just
just
Full
a
mouth
smile.
smirk. Full mouth smirk.
It's just incredibly lopsided, so it's just like,
It looks painful.
The first was slight, the second was a little more.
There we go. There we go.
okay,
He was smirking,
okay.
not smirking.
Can I get my 2 hit points back now?
Okay, so everyone is asleep or trying to sleep, save for Lil.
Yeah.
Checks out.
So, are your eyes closed the entire time, just listening?
Yes.
Okay, roll perception.
Do elves have good hearing?
I mean, they've got those pointy ears. Like, I feel like.
I don't know, like D&D elf lore.
Pointy ears
You're
actually
what
help
elf?
with hearing?
Half what
No,
elf,
they
right?
do.
Yeah.
Even in foxes
Yeah,
and
so
stuff,
what?
they do.
You've got good hearing. I mean, you've
Not
already
the
got
I can see in the dark.
proficiencies. So.
I see in the dark.
Your ears
That's
can't see
relevant
in
to
the
hearing.
Well, I know,
They don't
but I
feel
mean,
better.
I-
It's the
perception is
wideness
part-
and the
hearing is
color
part
that
of
helps them.
Oh yeah, I'm
I watch Discovery Channel. I know.
You see
Can I have a new one? I rolled a 4 again.
New dice.
There's a whole
Yeah,
bag right there.
Last week, I swear I didn't roll above a 10. Maybe
Do
one.
it. Do it. Do it.
There's a
Do
whole
it.
bunch of
Yes.
dice.
Anyway, that would be a 9.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, these
You
look sour.
Please eat it.
with the
Flavored
9,
dice, new business idea. Let's do it.
You noticed it seems to have gotten oddly quiet.
Okay. I open my eyes.
Where are you looking?
Outside?
Like outside of the cave?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, we're just in a little.
We're outside.
When you look
It's
out, so the moon is bright, so you can see pretty well. It's like you can see far across the ocean, like as the moonlight plays in the water. But what you notice as you look for more than just a few seconds is that the water is completely still. No waves. And I know this is a fantasy world, so you're like, wait a second, is that just something that happens?
That's
in the
not
sea?
normal.
Yeah.
It's not normal. There's always waves in the sea, and it's just completely flat.
Who stole the surf?
And the mystery begins. No,
But if it's a full moon. Oh, I guess magic is a thing.
No.
How
Well,
am I
that's
supposed to
incorrect.
What's that?
okay, so you hear a ruffle of clothes as Brada stands and just whispers,
Sorry, did the quietness wake him?
your character's asleep.
Did I
Also,
get my 2 hit points back?
Obviously, Brana has spider sense.
Oh.
no, you get the sense
He
that
just
he may
smells
not
like
have been
spiders.
sleeping.
Hey, does he wake us up when he whispers that?
No, it was whispered.
Maybe I'm a really light sleeper.
Okay, so he's just staring out at the water. And do you do anything else? You've got just a few moments. Or are you just staring out at the water?
Got a
looking
few
at
moments
Brada?
till what?
Yes. Till the next story beat.
Till we die.
Till we roll initiative.
I stand up and I ask him, like, what is this?
He's just kind of, he seems to be like,
Like,
it doesn't seem to be just the moonlight, but he looks to have gone a little pale, and he's just staring out of the water.
okay, I stand up too, because him freaking out.
He kind
Do
of
you wake
like
us up?
he steps over and like puts a hand on your shoulder and like points out to the water. Do you look?
I thought I already was looking at the ocean.
Well,
oh, is
you're-
he pointing at
you're
something in the ocean?
Yes, he's pointing at something in particular.
Well, then, yeah, I'm gonna look.
Okay, so you follow
I
his
refuse.
finger, and you see the black silhouette of a humanoid head just above the water. Seems to be staring toward the shore. From the distance, it doesn't seem to be like a giant head, but there's something about
An Easter Island head emerges from the ocean.
Is it Ariel?
Squidward.
it's about 80 feet out in the water.
Holy
so
shit.
That would
And
be
we're
really
already
hard.
50 feet from the water? Yeah.
That would be really hard to see a human-sized head from
80 feet away.
130
That elf,
feet.
that elf
that
vision.
dark vision.
It's very bright because of the moonlight, and the water is completely still.
No, I'm just saying.
You know what? That's fair. That's fair.
It is fair.
True.
I thought this
Listen, they're super
Sorry.
perceptive.
Look,
the
I
quiet
did-
woke them.
I did the research on optics and the human eye, and it definitely checks out. So.
I
If you
stood
look up the
80
algorithm.
feet out in the ocean.
Also, it's out, so no curvature accounting.
Oh yeah.
Last night I was on the beach when it was dark and I could see the human head I put there floating.
I had my wife go out in the water.
We're all gonna die, guys. We are all going to die.
Okay,
Don't make
so-
fun of the DM.
Brada kind of like whispers to you, like, "What is that?"
It's a head, bro.
Things have been coming.
You also notice
I say,
that
like, this isn't a friend
like,
of yours.
one of the bugbears kind of like seems as if he's like comes into your field of vision. Seems as if he was running from further south on the coast, and just kind of like stops at the edge of the water, like staring out as if like he has noticed as well. And a slow wheezing voice speaks in your mind. All of your minds. Those who are sleeping, I need you to make me a con save.
Oh.
Good thing I was awake. My negative
8.
18.
13.
16.
Okay, so
That's a
nat
20.
Oh!
Maybe.
all of you who hear this, so all of you heard it, you all eyes just open. Like this has shocked you into being woke. And
Oh, we're woke.
Finally,
Yeah.
Esteban needed that.
Hashtag
Babe
resistance.
and like fit.
okay, so the voice you hear, it's I'm gonna do my best to do it, but it sounds kind of like this. And
Konsu Day.
that's what you hear.
Mm.
No, you've got the wrong number, bro.
None
Your
of
phone
you,
who dis?
ASL?
none of you, like, if it's a language, none of you know what these words mean. Anyone proficient in history?
Yes.
Okay, roll me a history check.
Oh, I am too.
9.
Ooh. 4.
Great rolls
Yeah,
tonight.
you guys-
Guys, we're killing it.
You guys don't know. You guys don't know what language that was, and you definitely don't know what it said.
Love that.
Okay.
And
Have you checked what languages we all know on our sheets? I'm just saying.
I did actually.
Okay. I've got primordial. That's all. You know.
I know. I looked.
I can
This is
speak
my
to
job.
single cell
It's a-
organisms real well.
If there's
Floating heads, though.
if there's ever
We
some
all know.
ooze, I just like I'm on the
Process
same
of
page.
elimination. All the languages you know, you could probably narrow it down in metagame what language it was, but not right now.
Well, I'm just saying, he went through and he's like, do they know this one? Yeah. And, oh, this one they know.
Okay, yeah,
Okay,
so
I'll pick this one. That's one.
Looks like they're finding creatures from the
Yeah.
abyss.
No, because one of you speaks Abyssal. All right. Now,
Wow, we're
It's
pretty
Eric.
Gosh, freaking darn it, Connor.
I looked. Okay.
Who speaks of this?
Actually, I think Bernard does. But, enough matter.
Also, I'm going to speak like all the languages.
Okay,
You're
so
gonna be RC3PO.
at the end of at the
You're
end of that,
C-3PO.
that wheezing voice speaking into your mind, a kind of like weight, almost like it feels kind of like a headache, but it builds without pain, just pressure in your head. And I need all of you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Why do I keep rolling this die?
13.
18.
7.
2.
Nice.
No, I rolled a 3, but
Boy.
I
Okay,
got
mine's yeah.
19? I had
That's a
3?
16.
Yeah.
Oh,
I had
okay.
19.
Okay, so only Lil does not suffer a one level of exhaustion.
Whoa.
As the weight
18.
of whatever this was presses down upon your mind.
When we leveled up, our hit points returned to normal. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, did they?
Sure, yes.
Ah, cool.
You
That's
guys.
exhaustion. Thanks, DNDBeyond.com.
What is
Spell stress.
Yeah.
Oh,
Give
how do
us
we mark
money.
it on the names?
Cool. So for those of you that don't know, one level of exhaustion.
Disadvantage on ability checks. Right?
Yes.
Wait, where do I mark it?
If you go to hit points, you can choose conditions. And then it gives you a little prone dude on your little
Here we
hit
go.
point
I'm
thing.
a prone
Condition.
dude.
So
Wait, he's just on
You
his
don't
hand.
have
as
to
he
do it.
kind
No,
of
I
moves
just-
on.
yeah,
I'll
no,
cut
it's
from
just
the
on-
flat
you go to
back.
exhaustion.
Ability check.
That's fair. He's vomiting.
Don't honestly
And then it
remember.
tells
Yeah,
me.
disadvantage on ability checks is what that means.
Okay.
Exhaustion builds if you don't take a long rest.
Which we were in the middle of before freaking floating head dude showed up.
Or
How do
did
you know
it
to do
result in
that?
something your way. At different levels,
fair.
your
That's
speed goes down, disadvantage on tackles and saving throws. So you basically just don't want to get more and more exhausted. It's bad news.
None of that.
You can get so exhausted you die.
Okay,
Yeah, you get real exhausted.
so
I don't sleep.
those of you who have been startled awake, you're not taking in information very fast, but what Lil sees and what you all would notice after.
Sorry, I was just playing my flute while I was getting exhausted.
So you wake
Wait,
up.
you have
you're
a
like,
flute now,
oh,
too?
what was that voice?
Lute.
And then you pull out your lute and you're like, I guess I gotta play music.
I mean, when the mood hits, you know?
That was you called the mood wrong. Okay, so
He's severely in a threatened
and
situation.
Lil and Brada just staring out at the water. The rest of you kind of like maybe you look up and see them looking out and turn your gaze that way too. But the next thing you hear and or see is one huge tentacle comes out of the water, just like lifts 20 feet above the water, and you hear the sound of like it sounds like arrows being fired out of a bow. There's about 20 of this noise, like rapid, and the bugbear standing on the shore convulses as if he's being hit by something all over his body, and
Is it in slow motion?
it could be in your head.
In silhouette too, with like the moon behind it.
And
Oh.
and he collapses instantly, just falls to the ground. And in the same movement, this tentacle just falls, slams against him, wraps him, and pulls him under the water.
How big was the tentacle?
It was going up 20 feet in the air.
It's a big tentacle. Great.
Are we
And
rolling
he's
initiative?
50 feet out in the water?
The head was about 80 feet from the shore in the water.
Which is 50 feet from where we are.
Oh, okay.
So I need all of you to roll initiative.
Okay.
R.I.P.
I was
Munch.
like, I'm gonna throw a spell, or am I rolling initiative?
Can we just
no!
run?
Do we have disadvantage on initiative?
So initiative doesn't mean you have to fight. It just means something is happening that needs to be tracked in like close time.
Yeah.
Are we
So-
fighting the Kraken? Or Cthulhu?
I think it's Ursula. actually.
I'm a bard now, so I can.
That's also
guys, I got this.
Wait, so did you switch from rogue to bard?
That's
He's-
what
Oh, please let it steal
Okay.
Bernard's voice.
Oh,
It what?
yes!
Please.
And then Connor has to do Bernard's voice.
No, Bernard just has to be like,
Get to. It's a.
this is
Yeah.
true.
Okay.
Bernard's a blessing.
I
to
got
everything
9.
he means.
9. Okay. Let's. I'm just gonna call out names, and you give me your initiative. David.
8.
Devin.
21?
21.
21?
Why do you say it weird? Blair.
To thank me, bro.
Uno.
Wow. Was that
Yep.
natural?
Oh, it was. It was a supernatural one.
Cool.
His tentacles.
Bree.
9.
That's my thing. I didn't know. Bernard didn't know that tentacles was his thing.
16.
No, Bernard. Don't go down that road.
Don't be that guy, man.
14. Bard. This is a bard.
Bernard
thing.
is literally always that guy. Like in any situation,
I know.
You thought
Bernard is that guy.
Sometimes I just want him to not be that guy.
You're gonna be disappointed.
I know. Oh, I know.
Okay. I need to draw a thing on our map.
Were you covering that under a sheet because you wanted to hide it from us till now?
Uh,
Pens? Oh man. Ooh, spoilers.
do all of you guys have your minis?
No.
Oh, do I?
I didn't know if you guys knew this or not,
I
but
wanna see
loots
them. We never
look
talked
exactly
about
like electric guitars in this universe.
Okay. I thought
Here's
they looked like
yours.
more of a soundboard on an
Thank
iPad.
I don't remember what Esteban
They
was
look like
like.
guitars, but they sound like
I thought this app was very different.
pretty bad apps, honestly. Like, it's not a high quality app.
Oh, that's Esteban, I think.
Whatever app you're using, please don't sponsor us.
You're
Right.
beautiful.
It's
You notice.
literally
Yeah.
perfect.
So you're not-
What's that?
And then
Oh no.
the ocean is about.
I think Bernard is in love with Luca, but he doesn't know it yet.
Well, they may or may
Right.
not be married.
I said it before and I say
Depending
it again.
on
I
how
ship
people
it.
pay for it.
Okay, so there's Bernard.
Team
Or
Vu.
not Bernard. There's
I was
Brada.
like, wow, I got
I
really
was like-
badass. Yeah.
Okay, so all of you guys are kind of like in this area.
Oh, so I'm not where I am.
Oh,
That
that's
was
metal.
Yeah, that's
metal.
that's
Yeah.
made of
Yeah.
metal.
Yep.
Woo.
I know, I picked it up too.
Yeah.
Work out in for the day.
Okay, so there was a bugbear about here that just done got pulled under the water, and then the other two, for those of you,
Thank you, Emily.
I like the
There it is.
reenactment
There it
of
is, there it is, nice.
the consuming because that might have been what happened.
Mhm.
And then the other two bugbears are there standing outside of the little inlet there.
Did I win the initiative order?
I think you didn't, to be
If,
honest.
if initiative is golf,
Yeah.
yes.
Guys know that.
It is.
Okay, so Tehran is up.
Oh. I'm gonna hold my action.
Or you're just
I'm
holding your
just
turn.
gonna hold my turn. I have
Okay.
nothing.
So you're gonna permanently move in the
Yeah.
initiative order. Bold move, Cotton.
Yeah, I'm gonna go run into the 80 feet into the water and attack the head. That's the
Yeah, you're made of dirt.
As the
so,
Sandman.
Yeah.
Do you get like?
Man.
Wait,
No,
if you get wet, is it bad?
The ocean.
You don't turn into mud.
I don't. But
Okay,
I
so
smell like you ever smell wet asphalt?
Brada
Yes.
is up now. He
Don't tase me, bro.
he grabs his pack, like moves back quickly, and he just goes, "Shit, run!" And he begins to head this way, and these guys have the same initiative turn, so they just start
I'm
following
gonna take my turn.
that way. Yes.
I'm just gonna follow that one. Poop. Right there.
Is
Okay.
anyone gonna not?
I'm not.
Okay, so
I'm just kidding.
You're gonna challenge it
I'm gonna cast a spell while I run.
to a guitar duel like in the Crossroads.
Yes, but it's a.
Yeah, well,
It's good.
okay, so
let's be real. That's just a D&D guitar. Lute is just a fantasy guitar. That's all.
so
Liar. Luke is the.
No, lyre is
No, lute-
the harp. Lute is definitely
Lute is
like
my guitar.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the
I
flute.
want. It's one letter, you know? It just trips me up.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, I thought loot was this way and flute was this way.
No.
No, a lute is like
Flute is
big,
actually to
rounded.
the side.
Okay,
Like
wait.
a.
This
Okay,
is
we're going.
So
way
wait,
off.
are you going with the wind instrument?
No, I want the string one.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's a lute.
Okay, good.
That's definitely a lute.
It's,
Okay.
it's like a ukulele-ish, but it's got the round.
It's sort of banjo-y, sort
But
of.
dubstep
guitar-y.
comes out of it.
Yes,
That makes
obviously.
sense.
It does, regardless of what instrument it is.
A
That's
lyre
fine.
is like a harp.
Okay,
Got it,
so,
got it.
Is flute.
So as
Thinking of a
Nailed
flute
it.
is a flute.
Yep.
You were thinking
I was
of
thinking
pan
pan flute. Yep.
okay, as you guys
Okay.
begin to run or are like reacting to what you've just seen, 2 more tentacles burst out of the water and just move quickly.
By
Wait,
themselves?
what?
Just like this?
Disembodied,
Like, or they're
or
coming
they're,
out
like-
like
This
from...
just marks like the edge of like their reach. So I need you here? Wait, which one are you? Oh,
I
you.
hope so.
He's
Yeah,
the.
that's
Wow.
cheat move.
No,
Damn.
what you said
That's
first.
dirty, man.
These are PC seeking tentacles.
They're like 100-foot long tentacles, guys.
I like where this is going.
Mm-hmm.
I don't.
Assuming that the guy.
Okay,
Little bit of a
so I
sunscreen when it
need
comes to tentacles.
Tehran and who's the? Oh, that's Bernard.
Yep.
And Bernard
What's
to make dex
And
saves.
the dumbass
Dex
with the
save.
guitar.
Who's that asshole?
Oh, wait, no, never mind. That's a good one. What am I rolling?
Dex save.
Hey, 21.
Okay,
I
so
hold on.
Beep, 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 beep,
Wait.
I
I
need
don't
to
think that was
know-
a natural 20. I think it was
I need to know if because it says saving throw modifiers, advantage on dexterity saving throws against effects that you can see. when
Yes,
not
you get
moving.
advantage.
So I automatically get advantage.
Wait, I don't mean to interrupt you, but
Yes.
yes, Bernard has not.
15.
15. Okay, so as the tentacle like shoots towards Bernard, you like have your lute in hand, and you're just like,
I knee slide underneath.
no, you actually like kind of like bat it with
Oh,
the lute
okay.
away from you and like jump to the side,
Nice.
and you begin like your move away
Nice.
toward the runners, and the tentacle actually wraps around your legs, Tehran, and you are restrained, stuck in place, and you can feel it begin to pull, and it pulls you about that far. I need you to make another dex save.
$17.
Okay, yeah, you stay standing. But it definitely has you held tight. The tentacle is like pitch black. It's just like there's no color to
Vanta
it.
black.
No, that we can't use that. That's patent.
TM.
Is it? Oh,
Yeah.
oh.
Yeah.
Patent doesn't mean copyright.
TM.
You can say it.
TM.
It's one of those
Just
things that
R
means you
was
can't
before.
do it. So, now it is Esteban's turn.
Okay.
Oh. I'm sorry, I'm retconning this. I critically failed the second dex save.
I thought you said 17.
I rolled a 17, but I realized that I have exhaustion.
Oh,
So you rolled
I
at
rolled.
disadvantage.
it was a save.
That's
Yeah,
a
save-
Yeah,
it
it's on
doesn't
the
apply to
ability.
Oh, then
saves.
yeah, 17. I'm sorry. I
Yeah, it
thought
doesn't
was
apply to
all-
saves.
Gotcha.
It's just the checks.
Okay, just ability
So
checks.
you are still standing.
I'm still standing.
I'm still standing.
Yeah.
A whole
yeah.
new world. Wait.
You are the worst bard.
Wow.
I like
Mine's
the
the
idea that
best.
whenever Bernard tries to inspire someone, like he gets the notes wrong, so he's like, "Oh shit! Wait! No.
You're inspired out of pity. Is
Yeah.
really what it is.
You just feel bad
You're
for
inspired
him.
so that he stops.
I like the idea.
It's like
of
watching a fail army video. You just feel bad for
I
him.
want to protect that kid.
All right,
like-
Esteban's up.
Sweet little dumbass.
I have what, 6 seconds?
Correct.
Can I freak
You-
out for 3 and then
You freak out for 3.
go forward 10 feet?
This one?
Yep, that one.
That one.
Okay. Now I want to cast Chaos Bolt at the floating head on the water.
Wait, where's the head?
So the head is at this point about 120 feet from you.
Yes.
Holy shit.
Chaos Bolt is 120 feet.
Okay.
I did the math on that.
Okay.
So I have to roll an attack. So that's not fun, but I have to do it.
I think it's off the board. To be honest.
And then do you want me to roll? It's a first level spell, so I'm gonna roll another d20
Yes.
for
Just-
sorcerer thing.
It's
That is not a nat 20.
24 squares away.
My hit is 12.
Here.
Is that enough to hit?
That die right there.
Here.
That's
Okay.
good. Just take a Lego head.
It's really not that intimidating if you get rid of the death spells.
Wait, what does the Lego head look like?
It's like,
No, that's pretty scary.
Nobody.
Oh, it's an angry face? I'm terrified.
He's also wearing a microphone.
Okay,
Sure, it's happening there.
so as you go to cast, you feel everything normal, but there's kind of a yank at your. Is it somatic? And
It's
or-
verbal and somatic.
Okay, yeah. So you feel a yank at your hand as you go to cast, and the spell falls flat.
I'm cured! This is fantastic! I'm gonna use the rest of my turn to run.
Cured as
after
magic.
Prada.
I don't understand.
I still have like
go-
20 feet left.
Here.
Wait, why did she fail? I missed that part.
Meta, anyone who's a caster might have seen that it looks like a counter spell,
Got it. Okay.
which basically disrupts or cancels out a spell
I don't know what that is.
as it's being cast. Okay, so Esteban has moved where he's going. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Vuka is up and Lil is on deck.
Cool. Vuka is gonna cast chill touch. Kill touch. That would be so sick. So I will roll.
The range on that is 120.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Does that smell like anything?
No.
No?
It doesn't smell like anything. I don't know.
That was a 7 to hit.
Yeah. So you shoot. No, it's a like a spectral hand, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you cast a spectral hand, but it just kind of like appears out on the water and then disappears. And it was like over the shoulder of the silhouetted head.
Can't reach. Yeah, no, I understand
That's
what you're.
Okay.
Yes.
Anything else from Vuka?
She's gonna go and hide behind the dragon.
Lil is up and Lash is on deck.
I'm gonna.
You were kind of out of the cave in the first place. It was kind of.
Is the back of the cave drawn?
Yeah, kind of.
Mhm.
I can't see it.
Yeah.
I'm
wasn't
gonna
enough
run
in the first
with
one.
them.
Okay.
I thought
Oh wait,
Bernard's
Bernard's fine. Never mind. I thought.
Yeah, Bernard is
Bernard's
fine.
got one restrained.
Yeah, I just have a big fucking black ass tentacle in my face. That's fine.
You dodged it.
We don't know if it's an ass tentacle.
That's fair.
Mark
I was
Yes.
projecting my worldview onto it.
No, you're
Your
projecting
fetishes?
like your meta knowledge. Bernard doesn't know what that is.
The player knows these ass tentacles.
Okay, Lil, turn over.
What?
Did you move?
Yes.
You all set?
Oh, you can reach it. I
Sounds
don't know what I'm doing.
No, I'm gonna-
You need help?
She just like takes it off.
Okay.
Double dash.
Can I like go beyond?
You can't.
Well,
You
you can
could.
as a rogue.
As a rogue, you can use your bonus action.
Bonus and action. You could triple
You
dash.
should go to 90
Yeah.
feet.
That's true.
So you could basically get 3 times as far as where.
No,
Brock
I'm
is.
gonna like stay with the strong people.
Into another time zone.
In case there's like other things.
Okay, Lash
But
is
like
up.
behind Bernard.
Bernard is on deck.
Yeah.
Close.
I'm gonna move up toward where the bugbears and such are. Quick question: can I target the tentacle with a
Target
spell?
whatever you want. This is D&D.
Okay. Well, just mechanically.
You can target creature you can.
So kind of.
I'm asking whether or not the tentacle is a separate creature from the head.
For like mechanically,
Yes.
yes.
Yeah. Like okay. All right.
But you don't know.
Okay.
Don't know
Okay.
what that means.
I'm gonna cast Compelled Duel on it. It needs to make a Wisdom save.
Okay.
How wise is this tentacle?
That's fine. it takes a long time for you to cast Compelled.
That was the longest silence we've ever had.
Actually, it's a bonus action, so.
It's pretty
This is
quick.
the
The
first
tentacle
time you've
takes
done this on the show, so it takes a while.
the tentacle takes a long time to react. It's the
Wait, are these magic
the
tentacles
journey
that are
back
like appearing
to
out of the
it's,
ground,
it's
or they're
not a
connected?
quick.
They're coming from the
Yeah,
sea.
no, it's
Okay.
not quick on the uptake. Like,
Yeah.
I've insulted its mother, but it doesn't quite realize.
Yeah.
It was like, hey!
Does a 15 save?
A 15 does save.
Okay.
Okay, disappointed
Wise
that
ass
didn't work. I'm just going to throw a javelin at it.
Okay.
So
Make an attack roll.
that's going to be a 23.
That's definitely gonna hit.
Yep, I figured. 6 points of piercing damage.
Yeah, so you just chuck that javelin and it pierces straight through and goes into sand.
Oh yeah, by the way, I am targeting the one that has Tehran in its grasp. by the way,
I figured
just
you
to-
were,
just
since
to
you were
clarify.
closest there.
Yes.
And the edge of the javelin goes straight into the sand. The tentacle doesn't seem to react that much.
Okay.
It's fully pierced, but yeah, it's not like it recoiled in pain or anything like that.
Yeah, but it's got a piercing now.
Yeah.
Sick.
Basically, it's hungry.
Its parents are going to be so pissed.
Okay. Anything else for Lash?
Nope.
Bernard is up.
Do I happen to have any idea how intelligent this creature is?
I don't even know how intelligent
Do
you
I
are.
have this creature's
That's a valid-
character sheet?
That's a valid, that's a valid point. Okay,
You've seen a humanoid head in the water,
love that.
and you've seen tentacles.
Love that. Okay, Bernard
This
is
is checking all the boxes.
You know, I just gotta find out. I just gotta check. I'm going to cast a spell on the big ass tentacle that's in front of me. It needs to make a wisdom saving throw. As Bernard busts out his lute, which is a stringed instrument, not a wind instrument.
Correct.
In case any of you were wondering.
Doesn't
I
18
was.
save?
I had no idea.
Fucking shit. Yeah, it saves.
Yeah, no, that saves. That's it.
Okay, so what were you doing that it saved against? Because I still want to.
Did
you know what?
Storytelling.
He wants to see you fail.
Nothing, DM. Nothing.
That was a practice round.
I was just trying, okay? No, he was casting
I don't
Tasha's
even
hideous
care about
laughter.
Okay.
Apparently, this fucking tentacle doesn't think anything's funny. And
It's not Bernard.
that's fine. You know what? Bernard doesn't take it personally. He just thinks his
Wait,
tentacle's
wait,
deaf. So
You're
that's
using
fine.
hideous
Also,
laughter?
probably doesn't have a mouth.
Listen, logic doesn't enter Bernard's mind here.
Okay.
He's going to run away, taking an attack of opportunity, I'm assuming. Because I'm all up in that thing's biz.
Yes.
Yeah, Give it to me, baby, one more time.
I was
Is that going to be his thing?
You're
Just like
really good.
sort of remembering songs?
No, I
That
like
sort
it.
of is a really strong term.
Does a 25 hit your armor class?
No. Yeah.
Okay.
Give it to me, baby. One more time.
You take 6 points of
Oh!
bludgeoning damage as the tentacle just
Well, that's
whacks
Slaps
you.
you back.
That's-
Basically in the back of the head.
Yeah.
Like, you got a hit from Brada.
you hit me in the back of the head, but blood comes out the front of it.
So
It's-
it wasn't kinky.
No.
But as that's
To each
happening,
his own.
I also cast Healing Word on myself as I run away as a bonus action. Because, you know, who needs spell slots? They're
That's
just
what I'm saying.
overrated. Oh, wait, I used all my spell slots? No, I didn't. Never mind, we're good.
In a single turn. I use all
Oh,
my
no. Now I used all my spell slots.
Okay, Bernard's done?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Brada kind of like glances back over his shoulder as he's running and sees one of his quarry in trouble and runs toward
servants,
Quarry.
slaves.
best friends.
his hunted and successfully hunted.
All right.
Well, what he saw was me run away and blood like spew out the front of my mouth, and I go, and then like all my teeth come back in.
What
I appear
word do
to
you
be
use for
someone-
healing?
It's just dubstep. You don't even know. It's just it's a bass.
It's the bass drum.
It's the
yeah.
drop.
Okay, so as Brada runs up
While he's
to
crying.
the tentacle,
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Having fun.
Look, I'm sorry that we're enjoying your world, man.
We're co-creators. It's fine.
No, Brada runs over to the tentacle and kind of like glances at Tehran, just like makes eye contact for a second and then refocuses. He like whips out both of his daggers and stabs them into or attempts to stab them into the javelin wound, as if to open it up, and then just moves both daggers away and out, and the tentacle falls, like cut off from like the trunk of it, and it immediately releases you.
Ooh, yay.
I say, would you mind grabbing that javelin for me?
He does
I only have a few.
He does not pay attention. And he yells, "Let's go! Come on!" To Tehran, and kind of like beckons you to follow, and he begins sprinting back this way. And
Damn, he's
Yeah,
fast.
his bugbears fall.
What's his 40 sign?
Fast.
What's his 40
4,
time?
1, 5.
I don't even know what that means.
He knocked the head off.
This is a game for nerds, alright? I'm sorry.
I like how Vuko was hiding behind you, and you kind of just ran out of the cave. And
Well,
left
I'm
her.
I'm not gonna
Thank
just
you.
stay.
What happened to the
Like, pick her up.
Oh, yeah, you hid behind.
Okay,
And then
so
he just like ran
so
off, and you're
this
like, oh.
this tentacle like recoils back into the water.
Is it like writhing on the ground, like a portion of it? Or no?
Yeah, the one that's chopped off just kind of like fell like in blood, like dark blood. It looks like almost black, just is
Well, it
pouring
is
out of
the
it, and
memory.
it's just kind of like twitching slightly, not fully writhing.
Oh, I want to grab it.
Oh,
Would it make good
I kind
sushi?
of wanted to grab me again. It was
You were enjoying that?
I was a little bit.
Learning
I
things
like
about
it.
yourself?
A nice,
Okay,
nice for the party.
then this tentacle makes its way over to
Really?
the
That was
same
a good
target
choice,
that-
tentacle.
I moved further than that. Come on.
Did you know?
I got 30 feet of movement.
Oh, okay. Well, you were here, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Okay, so it moves
Oh.
another like half inch.
We're playing fast and loose with the scales here. If that's half an inch.
No, I mean like
For the
on
tentacle.
model it's half an inch.
Yeah.
In world it was like
5 feet.
5 feet.
You know what? Fine. This is fine.
Bernard needs to make a dex save as
Mother-
the tentacle like sweeps across the sand and attempts to grab you again.
What if I don't want to?
You can choose
just
to build a
die.
save.
Yeah, you can just
fine.
you can
Yeah.
choose to fail.
10?
A 10 is not going to make it.
Shocking.
As you're running, it just whips around your right leg,
I'm into it.
and you need to make another dex save as it grabs onto
Really?
you.
Okay. Nope. Nope. Motherfucker. 11. Nope. 10.
Okay, yeah.
Again.
You don't fall flat on your face from like the sudden pull,
Mm-hmm.
but you fall onto a knee,
Mm-hmm.
and so you're gonna have to do like a half stand basically.
Yeah, I'm Tim Tebowing it. Love it.
Yeah, no, that's
Way to
exactly.
go.
Is the national anthem playing?
That's Kaepernick, bro.
You're gonna get fined for that one now.
Guys,
It's
I'm
a
out of the
penalty.
NFL. Sorry, I can't do it anymore.
It's a penalty now. 15
Now, two more
For real,
tentacles.
they
like,
voted on that.
the cut tentacle
That was
has
fun.
completely
No.
retreated into the water,
Stuff.
and two more tentacles like flail up into the air and
Like we just
begin.
don't care.
Yes.
Hey!
They begin falling toward the sand, but they have not gotten very close to anyone yet.
Welcome
Tehran
to
is up,
D&D.
and Esteban is on deck.
The anime porn.
Why?
Okay.
Would I have to use a bonus action to pick up the javelin?
Yes.
This game is about
Damn.
zero subtext. It's all
Um,
gotta be right up.
I'm gonna go into a rage
Oh shit.
and take out my axe, run towards this tentacle, and attack it.
Okay. One thing I do. This has nothing to do with your turn. It's not gonna mess you up. But one thing, anyone who is like looking at the water and noticing the tentacles come up, you notice that the figure, the silhouette, has risen. Now, shoulders and half of its torso have risen out of the water,
Its
and
boobs are showing.
Is
you
it
can't.
clothes on?
It's like it's a silhouette. You can't really see. It looks like it's balded. It doesn't look like it's got hair. because you can see the complete silhouette of the shoulders, but it looks very slender.
It's gonna
Like
be hard
it
to
is.
balance.
It is not like
Wait, Slenderman?
muscular.
Does
But
it have arms?
Is it
It
wearing
does.
a suit?
Good, because the arms are hard to pull off.
and that's all you notice. It doesn't look like a hulking thing. It looks like kind
There you
of
Yeah.
a thing.
Yeah.
There you go.
I'm rock hard.
Okay.
Is that because you're a
No,
rock?
that's because
You're
I'm
role playing. I got it.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
well done.
that's-
Yeah.
Nailed it.
Okay, so you run over and you go into a rage
Yes.
and swing at the tentacle.
Wait,
Yes.
when you rage, you harden?
Yes, that's how
Do you
it works.
bulge too?
Okay.
I play a 13-year-old character.
That was your
not
Blair
a
voice, dude.
That was just ass.
That was just Blair.
Yeah, you
I'm also 13, Ira.
the beard.
It's a mental condition. I haven't aged past 13 in my head.
Oh, is this like Jack? Did you see that movie?
Yes, everyone's seen that movie. Come on,
Has
get out
you
of
seen that movie? Yes.
Okay,
meant Simple Jack.
I'm gonna swing at a tentacle. Oh, natural 20.
Yay!
Okay, you kind of like you like kind of swing it as you run, pull it up high, and just full body weight down, crush through, slice through that tentacle, and separate it from.
Get damage?
No, it's dead. Fine. Also, Air
It
Hornet,
has-
please sponsor us.
It has a single hit point.
It's what?
Yeah, you didn't need to roll
Oh, cool,
damage.
I'm down.
Like with a critical hit, like you definitely hit it in the right spot to where you can roll damage.
It's 2. It's good. 4 damage.
How come I had to roll damage?
Because you didn't crit.
He crit.
The boss.
Yeah, but that could be 2.
No question. Okay, so the axe comes down, chops straight through, and it releases Bernard. And
Yay!
what else?
I'm gonna use the rest 10 feet I have to go here and just run in that direction.
And Esteban is up. Vuka on deck.
Okay, don't feel like it's logical to cast a spell right now, but I don't have anything else. So I guess when the app reloads, I will cast a spell. I want to cast. That's not the button for spells. The other one, not Chaos Bolt. Oh wait. Oh, I don't have
Banish
Rage.
Ray of
Tentacle
Frost.
Wait.
Vanish tentacle. That's perfect.
Weird. Why did I cast
I'm
that
so
one?
glad I picked that one.
Actually, I don't think I have range or anything
Kill
else,
a
so.
known beast.
Chaos Bolt it is. 2d8, 2d20. Why do sorcerers have so many dice?
So what's your target?
The thing in the water? The tentacle on the shore is dead, right? So, I mean,
Well,
Oh, this one is dead, huh?
yeah.
it has separated
Oh, okay.
from
Oh.
a
Oh.
portion of it, and the
Well.
rest of it is like
It's about to.
Fleeing
It let go. of
Then
her.
I will
Yes.
stab it like a normal person. In that case.
That's what normal people do when they see giant ass tentacles.
Tentacle.
How about we
Stab
place the
it
comma?
with
Giant ass
a.
tentacles.
Oh wait, I have cantrips. No,
Giant
no.
ass.
I'm gonna stab it.
Tentacle.
I'm cured of my magic as far as
So
I
it's
know.
just like 3 separate things.
Oh, yeah.
So,
A giant, an ass, and a
we'll
And a
tentacle.
do
But there's
Walk into a bar.
People are very confused
That
inside the
is
bar.
a
They were not prepared for that.
19.
Oh!
Does that hit the tentacle?
Yeah, better.
To stab it.
Yeah,
With
to
what?
stab it with my dagger.
Okay.
One of my daggers.
Yeah.
Can I do both at the same time? Am I cool enough to do that yet?
Where is your character?
Right there. I'm gonna turn around and stab it.
Okay, yeah, as like the tentacle has just been severed from the end of it and is kind of like recoiling back as if it's going to pull back into the water, and you just run up and stab it straight in the wound where it's already been like separated and it's like oozing
Yeah,
black
my
blood.
hands are like covered in blood.
Roll damage.
That is a 3.
Okay. Yeah, it looks like it like definitely flinches from the hit and recoils faster As
So powerful.
as you stab it. Okay, and then
I run.
I feel like this is how serial killers are
Well, how
born.
much movement do I have left?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, I love the way this feels. Stab.
How much movement do I have left? Because I'd run away with that.
you'll move about
Probably-
3 hexes.
Great.
She was here, so 5, 10,
Okay, yeah, then
5,
4.
10, 15, 20.
Okay.
Right behind you. With my bloody dagger.
I'm gonna run.
Black.
As soon as my turn.
Black blood. All blood looks black in moonlight.
Vuka is up and Lil is
Yes.
on deck.
Oh, are we running away? Thank you for giving me those contextual clues, friend. Luca is gonna go her full 30 feet.
Is this tentacle gone?
Yeah, 20, 25, 30.
And you could also dash if that's what you're inclined to do.
Wait, is this dead?
No, I'll try.
It's like-
I'll try and hit one of those. I'm not gonna use the same dice though.
Ooh, baby.
So, which one were you targeting?
This way.
Okay.
You just You're gonna blue balls us with a fucking horn?
Oh, jeez.
And what spell are you casting?
Chill touch.
Chill touch. So,
Does the
What's that, blue horn?
24 hit?
it does. And as you cast, there's this spectral hand that appears and just like rests on the tentacle.
I would say it grabs it. It doesn't rest on
Yeah.
the
Does it?
tentacle.
Does it stroke the
Does
tentacle?
it,
No.
Does it
Yeah,
grab it?
no.
Like-
No.
Okay. All right, things we can't mention
this
anymore. Poop. Tentacles. I'm gonna keep a list.
Jack
Okay,
Crossbow.
so-
No. That one is 100% still on
Okay,
the table.
So,
That's gonna be the catchphrase.
did you roll damage already?
No. I double it, yeah, so
Yeah.
10.
Cool, yeah. So the hand appears and like there's this kind of green energy that emanates and the tentacle kind of like recoils in pain, it seems. There's no noise because it doesn't have a mouth, but it kind of like recoils in pain as if it's been stung or something like that.
It's necrotic damage, so it looks like it's like just a little grody now. If the tentacle wasn't grody before.
As if being cut in twain was not good.
Anything else from Vuka?
It's not one that's been damaged yet.
It's one of the new ones.
It's a fresh tentacle, okay?
Yeah.
Freshies.
Ready to go.
No, she just goes, did you see that?
I did it. It was a bit strange, actually. Not quite sure what you did.
All right.
Look, I'm super into it.
Lil is up. Last
I
is on
ship
deck.
it.
Okay,
Who's up?
how far
What?
is that other one?
Lil.
Which one?
Well, this one's like been cut off,
Yep.
right? Okay, so it's kind of useless.
Can we, is-
Those two are about 50 feet from like the cliff, so like within 40
Tip
feet.
him. Tip him. There you go. Cut it in half.
I'm just gonna keep running.
Okay.
I'm not-
So are you going to use bonus action dash and also action to dash? And basically catch up with Rod. Run away!
Yeah. Oh, is he like? How did he get so far ahead?
He's fast.
He's
so
real fast.
He has God mode enabled.
his hair, like while he was running too, was like
Yeah.
It looks real good.
Okay, cause
basically
I
Baywatch.
A teen novel
He's
was
the
written
Hoff.
in the time it
Yeah.
took him to run across.
I did not know
So-
he was doing
Five,
that.
Fast.
long.
30, and then
Yeah, you can move up to him from
Someone-
where you are.
sure, I'll
One
double
long
dash.
scene.
Does that like
Didn't
ruin my
have
translator?
seen hair.
No, it's
Yeah.
only this
So
round
it's
is
just dry
what
out of
happens.
it.
Oh yeah, no, it's amazing.
You are in the cliff.
Okay.
So like David
so-
Hasselhoff run
so
a Disney
we're
teen
on to it.
movie.
Lash is up, Bernard's on deck.
Hey.
I don't really have anything that has 50-foot range, so I'll just run 60 feet toward that edge. It's,
Okay.
That doesn't have.
You
It's
basically
30-foot range.
you can move yourself up to where Brada
What?
is. Can
Get the
somebody?
javelin.
Oh no, I'm not.
Fuck the javelin.
I have other ones. I'm not gonna. Yeah, I'm not gonna come back to that.
So you
Oh, you killed Brother.
Yeah.
Brother's dead. Can't. God's gone.
Campaign over. He was really bad.
Okay. Anything else from Lash?
Nah.
Okay. Bernard is up.
Yeah, I double dash.
Okay.
I
It was
have
an underrated game.
30 feet of movement, so I move 60 feet.
I didn't think it was
5,
underrated.
10, 15,
No,
20,
it wasn't.
25,
Really
30,
good game.
Yeah,
35,
but
40, 45, 50, 55,
people didn't think it
60.
was as
So
good
I'm
as the original.
Wow.
Under-
way up there.
Underappreciated.
And while I do it, I like reach over my shoulder
Some people thought
and
64 was
I
better. It wasn't.
inspire Tehran.
Ooh.
Please don't play
Does that
dumb
counteract
stuff
my
again.
malaise or?
No.
I just while I walk by you, I go whoa, 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 and for some reason that inspires you.
Okay. Oh no, Bernard has to beatbox.
That's what I do.
The best.
Are you
The best.
You get a D6.
Oh, wow. I'm gonna give this.
Surprisingly, you're inspired.
You're like, no.
Or
D6.
unsurprising.
All right. Yeah. Thanks, man.
Okay, Bernard, is that the end of your turn?
That's it.
Okay. Brada is up with his bugbears. As they pass off the hex board, he makes a swift right about here and starts heading up one of the cliff inlets that's actually kind of ramped. So
Meanwhile, Bernard is just like running.
yeah, so Bernard was just running past on the sand, and as he kind of turns in and sees that you've passed, he calls out this way, and he and the bugbears begin to run up this ramp that seems to lead up to the mesa.
That means table in Spanish.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you.
Nailed it.
Okay. Now, tentacles. This one just retreats into the water, and these two both close in
I get for
on.
being a nice guy.
Up your butt.
Tron, I need you to make a dex save. Okay. You
You got a D6.
I'm gonna use the D6.
You were safe. I guarantee you. Were
Oh!
15.
So you manage to you hear them coming through the air. They're kind of whistling because they're moving so fast, and they're kind of landing on the sand as they get closer to you. And you hear them, and you're able to move. You kind of move your legs in an odd way because you know it's gonna go for your legs.
I feel like you're high stepping.
Yeah.
In
And
place.
It's like double dutch. Yeah.
one of them comes just under your foot as you step down, and you step on it and keep moving, and it isn't able to wrap around and grab you. I need you to make another dex.
Oh, it was on a 19. 1, 2, 3. 11.
The other
One
one
great, guys.
wraps around your leg.
Damn it.
One more dex save for me as that one wraps
Oh,
around your
man.
other leg.
Saves.
18.
Okay, yeah, you're able to stay standing, but you
Does it
feel
pull
that
me?
thing has got a good grip on you. Huh?
Does it pull me or am I still? in the same spot?
No, it did its full movement to get to you and has only grabbed onto you and restrained you. And
I see
I'm gonna attack it.
it is now Tehran's turn.
I'm gonna attack it. And slash at it.
Okay, so you are still in a rage, correct?
Yes.
Cool. So go ahead and make an attack roll against it.
Do I have advantage on that attack roll?
I mean, it's real close to him.
it's right there.
As
It's
a
like-
barbarian, you have reckless attack.
Yeah. Do you want to reckless?
Whoa.
Hold on.
Did you get that third level?
I think the second.
I have to check.
Second level.
Awkward.
Yeah. To be
That's
fair, they
fine. I
have,
don't play barbarian in our other campaign.
What's
They
an,
haven't
what is
really,
what is
uh,
a campaign? I'm confused.
I am confused.
they
It's
haven't
it's
really
like one.
actually made attack rolls, so I would probably do that.
Bubbly.
How do I see things like that? Second level.
It's technically just a sparkling
getting-
scenario if it's not from the campaign region of
It's
France.
getting hot.
At starting cycle level, you throw aside all concern for death to attack with fierce control. When you make your first attack roll on your turn, you can decide what attack gives you advantage. Yeah,
It gives you. They get advantage.
If I
against
do
you.
them, it's okay.
that's for the next turn. But this turn, I want to use reckless attack.
So if I
So
do my
I feel like there's a difference between a pun and a play on words, and I feel like that was a play on words.
I rolled another 7.
It's like the dash was.
Dude, you have
I don't
the
know,
worst
man.
dice.
It's not the dice.
Dice jail, dice
It's,
jail.
no,
attack
No.
head.
Okay, so you.
Maybe you need to use your
What's
other hand.
your total? You rolled a 7 plus.
I got a 12.
Okay, yeah. You as
They're
you
rolling
go to
underhand.
swing at it behind you,
Granny style.
are you unable to hit. It just kind of like slaps against the tentacle and bounces off.
I'm proficient.
Jeez, how embarrassing.
So I get twice.
Yeah, man.
Esteban is up. Luca is on
shoot.
deck.
I'm gonna
Oh, it's
cast. No, it's not advantage. I'm gonna cast Witch Bolt.
Which bolt?
Yeah.
Which bolt are you casting?
Which
The
Is
witch
this chaos bolt like?
Hey!
Witch Bolt.
Oh, I'm still confused.
Because I'm a
but go ahead.
wizard. I'm not even a wizard. I'm gonna cast Witch Bolt. So
You
that's
just rolled so many dice.
I always roll all my dice at once. 16 to hit,
16 to hit.
and that is not a nat 20 on the sorcerer dice.
Yeah, that's gonna hit.
Okay, great. And then my damage. So I shoot a nice cool bolt of blue lightning. I use like a twig that was stuck in my hair that happened to have been struck by lightning. at some
Aren't
point.
you
What
bald?
hair?
On materials.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
right, behind my ear.
Yeah.
Your ears
Right.
catch a lot of
With
twigs
materials.
when you run on the beach.
Yes.
He's an
I do
elephant.
too.
He didn't tell us he was an
The
elephant this
sorcerer.
whole time.
He uses it to
what's
write,
the
he just tucked it back in
damage?
the
Where's the
Bible.
damage? 1d12. That's it. Okay, so 2. 2 damage.
Wait, what were you aiming at? Which
The tentacle.
the one that grabbed on?
Is it still holding on to him?
It is.
Then yes, that one.
Okay.
And so that bolt is sustained then.
Okay, does it do damage?
Yeah, so it did 2 damage. 2 lightning damage.
Okay.
But I still have it connected
Okay.
for the duration.
Yep. So
Damn.
the thing kind of tightens as that lightning bolt hits.
Ow.
How conductive
I'm new
is
at this.
Oh yeah, how conductive? Does he take electric damage?
He's third.
To be fair,
He's
he is
grounding.
made of
Grounding
is
is
ground.
immune to
He's
electric
the
damage.
ground type, yeah.
And we all know
That's a
that
Pokemon.
rocks don't
Yeah,
take lightning
what-
damage, right?
Which one are you, Diglett?
Are you
Doug
ground
Trio,
or rock
please.
type?
You're only level 2, man.
Rock type does take electric damage. Ground type does not.
Are you ground type or rock type?
I'm both.
Oh, you would. He's a geo.
Did you hear that?
Oh,
Lynn?
Gia, yeah.
Rocks
Gia.
Okay.
do take lightning damage.
Buka is up. Lila's on deck.
Luca is going to ask if rocks take thunder damage.
I'd like to phone a
They
friend.
do.
please.
They do.
Then Luca is gonna throw some fire at it. The one that's wrapped around your leg.
I take fire damage too.
20 unnatural. To
Yeah,
hit.
that's gonna hit.
Okay.
This is firebolt.
No, this is produce flame that I can throw.
Cool.
So 6 damage.
Yeah, you kind of like the same fire that you guys saw in the prison that she was kind of like, I don't remember why you generated it.
To show that she could,
She
basically.
said something. You said like you're on fire, and I was like,
It was very impressive,
mm.
but not apparently hyper memorable. But yeah, this fire you kind of like throw it and it arcs like a curveball around Tehran and just like lands like along the tentacle, just igniting it, and the thing releases and you feel the grip release, and it's kind of like now like writhing as the fire burns it.
But I'm still connected to it.
Correct.
Okay, cool. I'm going to run away.
Oh, I think it was that lady called you fiery. By the
Oh
way.
yeah, there it is.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm sure that's what it was.
And also, I'm going to run away now that I did that.
Point
You said
of order.
you're attached to
My
it.
movement, yeah.
30.
Point of order. It was another pun.
Okay.
The slippery slope.
Are
Yeah.
you are you done, Buka?
Yes.
Lila's up, Lash is on deck.
Okay, this one is still alive and still hanging on.
So there's one that's like on fire and is kind of writhing in pain, and the other one has only just been like stepped on, but seems to be still pursuing.
They did damage.
No.
They're really hard to do.
That's cool.
So this one's not hanging on to him anymore.
The wings
Correct.
hanging.
Okay. I'm gonna shoot my crossbow at that one.
Sorry, which one?
The one's on
The
fire.
one that's not. Well, this one. You said this one's on fire.
Correct.
So the other
Is
one.
it like kind of dead? Is it still? Could it still grab him?
It's writhing.
Could it grab him still, or is it kind of like?
Potentially, and it's also on fire.
Which would hurt me.
Okay, I'll shoot the one
It's
off.
fired.
Well,
You don't have resistance?
I'm gonna shoot the other one in case
No.
it.
Okay.
grabs him.
Go ahead and make an attack.
You're just not a very good.
I don't remember.
Sandman?
Yeah, Geodude.
Okay, so I
Resistance to fire.
roll this to see if I hit first.
They're rock.
So D20, yes.
We've already went through this.
They're rock.
Rocks can be harmed by both fire
10.
and
Do I add
electricity.
anything? 10 plus.
Yes, but not. I didn't say
5?
immunity.
So
Do I add
you'll
the to
add
hit?
your proficiency
Rock does,
plus
dude.
your dex modifier.
Yeah,
Okay.
so this to hit.
We did this.
So that's what you're to hit.
Ground
So it's
doesn't.
15.
Rock
15.
does.
Yeah, so this is a hand crossbow or short bow?
Sure.
It's a short bow.
Okay, yeah, so you just pull out an arrow, fire it, and like as it's like moving back into position to try to grab Terron again, like your arrow just sticks right in that other tentacle and it kind of like moves away a bit.
Do I roll damage?
Yes, roll damage.
This one. 5.
Plus 3.
Plus 3? 9.
No, 8.
8. Sorry, I looked at D6 plus 3.
Yeah, so 8.
8.
Yeah.
I can do math.
No, you're great.
Math.
That was role playing, right? Okay, so
That was role playing.
so the
My
tentacle
character
like
hasn't passed the
kind of
seventh grade.
rises back at the pain,
Edition
and
is 7th grade
um,
math.
it seems to have been a solid hit.
Plus 8. 7.
Can't do it.
Anything else from Milo?
Or am I
Calculators
keep running?
exist for a reason.
Okay. Move your.
Up the thing.
Great. You could probably get quite a good deal past them if you use your dash action. And Lash is up. Bernard is on deck.
Hey.
Just want to double move right around that corner.
Cool. Somebody
Yeah.
help him out.
I
Help the dragon
also.
board out.
Oh.
R.I.P. Lash.
Okay, Lash died. Bernard's up.
Really banked the curve.
Like a dog trying to take a turn on sand.
I need to double check my range on my thing with the shiznit.
Language.
Hey, Bernard is 13.
Who are you, Snoop Dizzity
Which
Dog?
exactly why he means language.
Okay, I will.
No.
Oh, it's the
Yes,
thing
that
I can
was
see.
the answer.
Okay. I will once again give inspiration to our dirt friend,
Wow.
and
That's-
then I'll double dash up the runway.
Cool, yeah. So you make it a good distance past Brada.
Yeah, triple axle over Brada.
Okay. I feel like you need acrobatics
You
for
can
that.
try to do that if you'd like.
I do it.
Like you're literally trying to jump over him.
Oh, fuck yeah, I do it. I rolled.
It was.
Wait,
It was just loot.
is this acrobatics or
Thing was just
athletics?
Acrobatics.
Excellent. I roll a fucking 18 all up in his stuff.
What are you doing?
Triple axling over Brada.
Way more than
That's
triple
gonna go
axle.
great.
Can I do a
Wait, isn't a
Deadpool where
triple
like I
axle
triple
a
axle
spin?
but my balls
Yeah.
hit him in the face as I go over
A
his
triple
stuff?
axle would be you spinning.
Spoilers!
Yeah, like
Yeah.
You just kind of like.
You need, yeah, you would literally need to.
Okay, does it land?
What
Because
are
I
those
haven't
like fairy
flipping.
flyer things where you
Guys,
pull
this
them?
is a fantasy world.
You would need
So,
like a
in
6
this-
foot vertical
Just
leap
kinda
to
like-
triple axle over him. All
I
right?
rolled an 18!
That's a 6 foot vertical is like 35. Man.
Now the dungeon master decides. Yeah, no,
Come on, man.
It almost looks like you tried to piggyback him as
Nice.
you kind of like come up behind him, and you actually like you land like kind of on his back. Do you try to grab on or like?
No, I'm jumping over him. I'm trying to.
Yeah, you
But
didn't
you're
make
not.
it over him. You kind of like
With
landed
an
up-
18?
No,
You're
you're,
like
you're trying to
leapfrogging.
jump
First
over
of all,
a
this is-
full-grown man.
Right, and this is also
Very dexterous.
this is also a
Leapfrog.
ramp, so you're not just.
Oh yeah, he's like another
Jumping.
3 feet higher than you.
Can my balls hit him in the face? That's all
No.
I care about.
No,
Well,
you
dang
just
it.
like
They
not
say you just have to
facing
put
you.
upside down.
Just
No, no.
backflip.
You're
Cannot
hurting
address
it.
that.
Not.
Works.
Exactly.
No.
And in the mid
They're engorged.
so his
Okay.
balls hit him.
Dude, wow. I'm just gonna,
Wow.
I'm just gonna ignore that. But like, you're like a kid who has had like 3 years of gymnastic lessons.
But like 7 Ritalin, so like I'm off the walls.
So you're basically piggybacking him.
Actually, you have exhaustion. So you're wrong.
Kind of just
Are you
like.
trying to grab on?
No, I'm trying to get over him.
Okay, well
You hit him in the back, so
him.
it's like here,
Are
and
you
you
gonna
went.
slide
Oh,
off?
yeah, I'll just slide off of it.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah, I'm not
you
gonna
slide
hold
off and land.
Oh my gosh, this is the worst skill check ever.
It's an 18!
Because you tried
You're
to-
asking too
Okay.
much from this 18.
So let me paint this work.
You can't be like, I wanted to fly. I rolled an 18.
So you actually like land kind of on his back, but because of how he rolled, his reaction, he basically like grabs you by the clothes and like sets you next to him,
Okay.
and kind of like looks at you like, what the hell?
What
are
is
you
this
doing?
guy's strength? 36? Jesus.
If you
Yeah,
want to know, he just
he's-
crit.
He's
Oh, okay. Well,
seen
shit. I
David
didn't realize
Hasselhoff.
that means God.
I go, up top, bud! Give him a high five, and
Brother
then I move the
is-
rest of my movement up the hill.
Brana is secretly Orcus. Like, he has like 35 to every step.
Okay, first, like something jumped on his back. He like grabbed it and pulled it off. Like that's not.
You know,
that
like when
crazy.
a spider
much do you
jumps
weigh?
on you.
I have no idea.
He's like a kid.
Yeah,
Wait,
he's
how
a
tall-
13-year-old boy.
How much
Oh,
is a 13-year-old boy?
90.
Yeah,
I
he's a
weighed 185 pounds when I was 13.
You were a different 13.
Wait, yeah, how tall was your character again?
Okay,
We were all short, I remember. That.
even or odds,
A height?
Blair.
Oh,
I'm 6'5", just to be.
A short
even.
6'5".
I'm 3'5".
He meets
Close.
your high five.
Oh, what's up?
Yeah, he
Wow.
and
Love
yeah.
it.
Okay,
Did you come up
and
with a
then,
secret handshake? Because it was a high
No.
five? No.
Did you try and
Even
hold
or
his
odds
hand
is-
when he
I
I just
had
like,
that?
I hugged or hand
He's
hug
all,
him.
no.
No, it's quick. There's no time for that. And you kind of like sprint on past him.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
was a long turn.
For simply
So we had
moving.
to debate.
Okay,
What the
Brada
results
The
of
and
this
aerodynamic.
Brada and the bugbears continue to move up the ramp another about 60 feet. And
Yeah, where was your loot during that maneuver, by the way?
In my pants.
Okay, that's probably
Your-
broken now.
No, it's strapped
Your
to my
guitar?
back.
okay,
Oh,
Tehran is up.
your guitar's in
Esteban's
your
on
hand.
It's a skin guitar.
It's a sitar. You gonna play some Indian
Tehran
music
is
for
up.
us? Okay.
I am going to.
Kill myself.
Run away.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the opportunity attacks and just angrily run this way.
I'm running, but I'm pissed.
What?
They have advantage on you because you're right.
Oh yeah, let's stay. That's a good idea.
Letting you know.
literally everyone is running away. What is he gonna do?
Okay,
you
so
know what else?
You hold them off,
You
buddy.
know what?
I got it. I'm good.
So,
Hey, that's my
Guys,
voice.
I got this.
What?
Don't worry.
so does a 15-inch arm?
Yes.
Okay. Does a 13-inch arm?
No.
Okay, so one of them, just the on fire one, is going after you, but he's kind of on fire, so he actually like just lands beside you. Some flames like shoot out. You're kind of like, ugh, like as you're running, like some sand comes up. It's very dramatic. And then the other one comes down and hits you on the back.
Ow.
And 7 damage, bludgeoning. type.
That round down or up?
You
Down.
round
That
it
round's down, so 3.
3 damage.
And it actually kind of gives you a boost.
You get an extra 5 feet of movement.
Gives you a little spank on the tush, you know what I'm saying? Good game.
Good hustle out there.
Yeah, 15,
And then-
20, 25,
So
30,
what's an
40,
ass
40.
tentacle?
It's underhand. It's just
55,
like
60.
cut that.
Lifts you
Over there.
off the ground.
Great.
Because I used my action to. Yes, I did it.
Esteban is up. Luca's on deck.
Okay, I have a technical question. So, which bolt lets me automatically do the damage of which bolt? I'll roll a d12 because the thing is maintained. So as long as I don't do anything else, which bolt maintains. I'm not actually spending a spell slot on it because it just does its thing.
Mm-hmm.
Do I still roll my sorcerer die for first level spell?
No.
Okay, cool. So I'm gonna just do that. Take that 1d12.
That's the
11.
longest dice
Yeah.
roll ever.
That was a
Impressive.
journey.
So it
That
does
was a
11
journey.
lightning damage to the same tentacle that's already on fire.
Yeah.
And
That bolt of
You gotta
like it's a
pick a
continued bolt, so I
deeper
guess there's
cut
like a
than that.
surge of lightning energy, and it just kind of like cascades down the tentacle a bit, and the thing just kind of like goes limp a bit, and then pulls back into the water.
great. Okay, so if it's out of range, the spell ends, and I'm gonna use my action to run.
Cool.
My 30 feet.
Cool. So,
Actually, I'm just gonna use my action to dash because
You already used it for the.
I don't
witch
have
bolt.
to use no.
It's not an
It's
action.
not
Action?
an action. It's an automatic, and it ends if I use my action for anything else.
Yeah, Connor.
Would you like me to read the sentence?
Got it. No, I got it.
Okay.
I understand.
I never guessed that spell.
It's a good spell. It's not as good as chaos.
Fuck you, tentacles!
Are we doing combat? Do we do it?
Excuse
Do we win?
me, it's still my turn.
Oh.
That head is still floating up
Fuka's
there.
up.
Thank you, goodbye. It was nice to meet you, sir. Or ma'am. I say directly to the tentacle. And then she's gonna do the full. Yeah. Full
60
action.
Double
yeah,
dash.
60 foot.
Cool. So you guys
That
just
deep.
Oh,
start.
yep, that happens.
Nice.
You guys just start sprinting
Ow.
up that ramp, and meta combat's done. But you guys are just full sprint.
Aw.
Rada ends up taking the lead, and as you guys come up to the top of the mesa, like up finally to the top of the ramp, as you look out before you, lit by all of that moonlight, is farmlands. You can actually see some of the towers from Loneth down the coast off to the right, like over all that farmland. But out in front of you stretches just like fields, and there are small like outcroppings of like bunches of trees and things like that. Like it's not unbroken fields forever. It's got some textured farmland.
We almost, like, after getting attacked by the big tentacle monster, we stop and admire the beauty. So it looks really
I'm just describing like as you guys move into a new area, this is what you see.
How
Very
lit
good.
is it? You said it was lit. Is
Yeah.
it like
AF,
super
bro.
lit?
It's very bright.
Relevant to my character.
It's
super lit.
It's very bright. You can see all the way to Loneth, and like there are some lights from some of the towers and from the walls that you can actually see, but you can see quite far for it being nighttime. Actually, like as off in the distance, as sort of a looming silhouette, kind of like foggy to the sight, is the shape of Mount Drennan, just the large solitary mountain that sits off to the east.
Is the mountain, like, super edgy?
It's meta knowledge, man.
It does have edges.
Oh, okay, cool.
Because it's a mountain.
Okay, just making sure.
Yes. But yeah, and so you guys continue to the ground kind of dips in after the ramp, and Brada leads you straight into like a field. So you're running like high corn stalks, as if like trying to cover where you guys like. So you're not visible basically. He's led you into there.
If we build it, they will come. Sort of
Yeah,
situation.
no, 100%.
Or is this more like
that's what
Jeepers
that is.
Creepers and there's going to be a flying monster?
Spoilers.
Oh, God.
I've never seen
For
it.
Jeepers
I've never
Creepers!
seen Jeepers Creepers.
Okay.
It's a new film.
It's a scary movie, man.
25 years ago. I don't know.
Yeah.
I
the
need
statute is 30
marching
years.
orders. Who's like Brada's in front? The two bugbears were kind of following up.
Do
the
you mind
back.
if we take a quick intermission?
Yeah, let's do it.
Don't get
So
some air. I might die.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is.
It's very warm
It's
in here.
dank in here.
It's so bad here. Okay, so you guys
I would've
are
thought it.
running through the fields, and I need a marching order.
Are we still running?
How's this for?
Or like once we got over the cliff face, we're kind of like chilling out a little bit, catching our breath.
Brada is like he full sprint, just like leads you guys
I think
Brada's
he's
into
skirt.
one of the fields.
We're in some uncharted territory,
I
guys.
think that
I'm,
he is
like,
afraid
right
of
behind him.
tentacles.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, what did you say about Brada?
He's
in
in
the.
front
He's
with
got a
his
tentacle
bugbears.
anti-fetish.
Okay.
His bugbears are in back.
They're in the back.
Those
Make
sons of
sure we don't
bitches.
stop.
Can't
Are
even
we-
escape.
I'm gonna be right behind
I'm
him.
next to the strongest.
This isn't
person?
their first time at the rodeo, Blair.
Apparently not.
They are rodeo bugbears.
No, the rodeo tentacle.
Where?
Yeah, you want to jump on their back? See what
Where's
happens.
Bernard?
We have bugbears.
Yeah, don't try to triple axle off their back.
Bernard, that's Bernard.
Oh, you're what? Right on next to him?
Sure.
Were you in front of him, or did he get back in front of you?
No, he slid on the back.
No.
He slid down his back and they.
Brada is hella fast.
You know how I do.
Brada's leading the way.
Right.
I'd be right up near the front.
Okay.
'Kay.
Where's
somewhere
Smeagol?
in the middle.
in the middle?
Yeah.
I
That's
want to be
full
by
on
strong.
Gollum.
Yeah,
That's
that's
I'll
not
be by
Smeagol.
Charon. Charon's strong.
Okay, so as you guys aren't actually running that long, but those in the front that are running right behind Brada, like for the first time this whole night, there's wind. It's been immensely still. The same stillness that was over the water has been in the air as well. And the wind that begins to blow makes you realize, like, oh, it's been very still. And the wind picks up, and it's actually like the entire field starts to like bend a bit as the wind like blows between all of the tall stalks of corn. And then one huge gust, and like all of them kind of bend, and they kind of like hit the side of you and kind of like knock you a bit. And
we take 2 corn damage.
Yeah, this isn't like
That's
heavy
very
duty
corn.
corn.
Now I want to
thought
die.
the joke
So
was
thank you.
popping.
I'm corn intolerant.
Okay.
I'm addicted
And-
to ethanol.
I need whoever's proficient in perception, which I think is all of you.
Hey.
Nope.
Oh, nope. Okay, so
Yeah.
everyone
Me
roll
and
perception.
Turon are not proficient.
Oh, well, hell. 10.
18.
10, 18,
20.
20.
20. Okay, so all of you that roll above 15, as like when this huge gust of wind happens, just right afterward, like you're still kind of in as you're running, like you just notice, oh, Brada's gone. Like he's not in front of you anymore. You kind of like clear some more of the corn stalks out of the way, like.
Are the bugbears still there?
So you turn and look for the bugbears?
But yeah, the minute I don't see Brada, I would look to see if I see the bugbears.
Yeah. The minute you, like, all of you are kind of, like, slowing as kind of Brada disappears, and you're all kind of like, oh, what the heck's
Why are we
going
slowing
on?
down? What's happened?
You, like, turn to look back, but you're not standing in a cornfield anymore.
Son of a bitch.
Um,
It was all a dream.
there-
We're back in jail.
Thank God.
Oh, God. It was
the
a poop
corn
in this
turns
dream.
into iron
Did I
bars.
still level up?
No,
No,
you
we're
turn
back in
around
the-
and there are no bugbears behind you, and you're not in a cornfield. You're in a wood.
Is we all still here?
Is this Narnia?
Or are we by ourselves?
It's Mr. Thomas. I'm rolling on Mr. Thomas' check.
He's there.
Lamppost?
Yes, there's a lamppost right in front
There's
of us.
a literal literal natural 1 on my Tumnus check. Is
Yeah.
Mr. Tumnus here?
No, the White Witch already has him.
Oh.
That's what
Too
happens
late.
when you critical fail.
All right, at least we can get some Turkish delight though. Which
It's
which
not good.
actually, yeah, I hear is
It's
garbage.
not good.
C.S.
I
Lewis,
had it, and
please
it's
sponsor
mad
us.
disappointing.
Lewis Estate.
Yeah, the
Please
posthumous?
Turkish
Posthumous.
delight.
Posthumously.
Posthumously.
Posthumous.
Yes, there you go, that one.
Okay, and then all of a sudden,
Exterior.
like you in front, as you slow, you step into.
C.S. Lewis's butt.
Okay.
Please sponsor us.
No,
Posterior.
no,
Switch this.
it's the wrong trail to go down. Okay,
Bernard loves that joke.
so you in the front step out into a clearing. It's a very weird sort of experience. There's this gust of wind. The guy that you were following through this field, you can't find him all of a sudden, and then you're stepping out of the field, but into a clearing. And behind you, instead of the field that you think you've just left, there's a wood. There are just woods, trees, and the moonlight is now not illuminating fields, but the tops of trees and into the clearing that you've just stepped into. It's almost a perfectly round clearing, similar to a clearing we've seen recently. There are no
Toadstools.
no. There are
Is
no.
this where Bernard dies? Is this a revenge killing? A revenge player death is what's
I've
happening
been
right
working real hard on this. one.
I have paid
No.
handsomely for this content.
No. There's like different kinds of shrubs and grasses in the clearing, but there are no like mushrooms or anything like that. But it's about 40 feet in diameter, almost a perfect circle as you step into this clearing that's just illuminated by moonlight. and the wood is pretty like thick behind you, so you can't see very far through it.
2
Um,
C's.
No, that's the regular one, actually.
Okay.
And yeah, you
I'm proficient in religion. Am I getting any like divine senses from?
let me do a little more narrative. So
My bad.
So no, you're good, but I just have a couple more notes I want to hit. So it's the same moon up in the sky with a slight icy blue tint to it. Full moon illuminating bright.
In the same position? Like it hasn't moved drastically?
Correct.
It
so-
blooms up out of the grass. It's
so-
tentacles.
So it was.
Darn it.
Son of a bitch.
So it was rising up behind you guys because it was rising from almost where the sun set, and as you, basically it's now kind of like up behind you guys in the same spot it was, illuminating down in front of you, basically. But though it is the same moon, it feels different than it did. Different than the moon has ever felt.
I'm getting a tan from it.
It doesn't feel like heat. It doesn't feel like cold. It just feels strange and perplexing. You don't quite get it.
Is it still kind of blue?
It feels softer. That's the word that comes to mind, and not just like because it's obviously a metaphorical sort of word. You don't feel a texture from the moon, but like the light of it and the feeling of it, it feels softer than what you remember the moon feeling like. And in general, you feel a strangeness too, almost dreamlike, as you might expect, seemingly transporting from a field into the clearing of a wood. What do you do?
Okay, so we just come out like right in the clearing, like we just came out from the
Correct. One more note. Tehran is gone. Like, he along with Brada and the two bugbears, just
I'm gonna walk
no
a few
sign of them.
paces back and see if like I end up back in the cornfield, like if it's
Sure.
like a barrier that we just crossed over and can cross back.
Yeah, you step back into the wood, kind of push aside some of the brush, walk a few steps, glance around, perception check.
24.
Yeah, you don't go back to the cornfield. Like you just are staring into a darkened wood. There are slight, there are places where a bit of moonlight comes through and like touches the ground in between some trees. You see a purple light about 80 feet in the distance, just illuminate and then disappear. That's all you see.
I want to take just a look around in the clearing. Can I make a perception check? Okay. 19.
Yeah, nothing. It's now still again. No more wind. It smells fresh, like you're in a wood, and
like in the wood.
Like I just did
Like
laundry.
pine sol.
yeah, no, like you notice it though. You really
Like
notice
pine
that
sol?
the smell is different than anything
Okay,
you've
well.
smelled before. Like you're from a different land.
Yeah.
And there was a change from as you crossed into that new land. The smell of the trees were different. The landscape. This is another change. It feels different, way different.
Is
than-
it like so where Lash is from? It's like sort of subtropical. Irden, I'm assuming, is more like temperate. Is this still temperate type trees, or are we seeing like?
They're more like oaks and those sorts of trees where they've got less pine. There are some
Okay.
pine. There's a lot of pine in the Irden region.
Okay.
But yeah, most of these are like large oak trees and similar sort of rooted trees that stretch out with oval leaves and those sorts of trees.
Is this forest familiar to Buka at all?
Or Bernard, I'm proficient in survival.
You can roll survival check. Do you have survival, Vuka?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and roll survival.
17.
19.
No, 16. Sorry.
Okay. With those rolls, as you kind of like eye the ground in a familiar way, looking for signs, looking for a reading, basically. Again, you get this like it feels like it looks like a wood, but there's like signs that you don't recognize. You definitely haven't been here before, but you also have trouble reading the terrain as if it's like foreign. It's like if your survival allows you to read the language of like the landscape, this is a different language. Like you've not read this before, is the idea.
Well, I mean, I think since we lost Bernard, that's me. I'm Bernard. Lost Ballsack. I feel like we're better off. We could just camp here and live here now, right? Like this is
What?
this is where we live now.
Was anyone else just in a cornfield?
Yeah.
Okay. I was just
Wait,
checking.
what?
We do not just come from a different place into this place.
I mean, it's all relative, right?
No, actually.
All I care about are the bugbears and Ballsack are gone. So, I mean, we can kind of do whatever we want now, right? Can we go? Are we good?
Go where? We don't know where we are.
Literally anywhere away from the guy that says, I own you. Fuck that guy.
What if maybe he's hiding? And this is an elaborate test.
Fuck that guy.
As you listen, you hear.
I don't know if you got that, but that wasn't listening. That was me yelling.
Yeah.
No, after you yell.
I feel like we need to make like checks against your voice periodically.
So there are now like there was a sound as if something ran off. Like maybe it sounds kind of like a deer running off. Like
You're
jumping.
scaring
It's
the
broad.
locals.
That turned into a deer.
Probably scaring more than just the locals.
But there are several other noises in different locations around the circle, like moving through the trees, that seem to have been startling
Summoned.
movement.
Shocking.
Not all of them moving away.
Yeah.
Some of them simply moving.
1,000 hobgoblins pour into this clearing.
Can I do a check on that purple light I saw to see if it's like something I'm getting a bad vibe from? Like we should run away from it, or we should go check it out. Like an insight?
Sure.
Is that
Roll
insight?
Add this.
Ooh.
I can still see it, right? It was like
No, it disappears.
It's a good
Oh, it
use of an
disappeared?
insight check.
But roll insight at disadvantage.
at disadvantage.
Yeah.
So 2d20s and take the smaller of them.
Why am I disadvantaged?
Because it's gone. You saw for a second.
It's not like looking into a human face where you can kind of read.
Okay.
It's again this sort of foreign, sort of like happenstance.
Our fingers.
And a 20.
Okay, so what was the first one?
The first one was 12 plus 5. 17.
Dang.
Yeah, so you, when you saw it, it didn't feel like threatening or anything like that, but you think it might have been living, whatever it was, but you don't know what it was.
Can I see anything else? I can see in the dark, so can I see anything else out in the trees?
Yeah, go ahead and make a perception check.
14?
That's a 6.
Oh, shoot. Was the Daco at the top or the bottom?
Bottom.
Okay, 11.
Okay, so
Oh.
you hear some of the same noises, things rustling in the trees. There's actually nothing rustling in the trees in the direction that you saw the purple light coming from, but you don't see anything else.
Okay, so everything, like just looking around, I didn't see anything.
Yeah, you just see trees, leaves, moonlight shining through, leaves covering the ground in between roots as they move from tree to tree. That's it. Just looks like the floor of a wood.
We just hear
The floor.
Like it is a wooden floor, or
Floor of the wood.
Got
Usually we call it the ground when it's outside, but
The forest floor. That's
Yeah,
also called, the forest floor.
The forest isn't quite an outside.
isn't it?
When there's a canopy
That's why it's
of
called a
trees and
forest
stuff.
floor.
Yeah.
All right, we can
It's
talk
also
forest
covered
philosophy
in
later.
detritus.
This is my world. It's the floor.
Alright, man.
God has
I
spoken.
look up at the sky ceiling.
It's called a canopy.
We're in a clearing. I can see up to the sky.
What is the root word?
Still
of
called a
ceiling?
canopy.
Do not know.
I think
CL, which is Latin for sky.
So Rex.
I'm not sure about that.
Rex.
ING is typically a
Oh my
Germanic
God, I
suffix.
die. Bernard literally dies.
We can get into this. I
I
need to go
teach
check.
English. CL is Latin for sky.
I know that is.
I taught
So,
English, not
ceiling.
Latin.
ING
Oh,
makes it a gerund, which
Well,
functions
I
as a
got you.
noun.
I got you. There you go.
It can be that. It's also a Germanic suffix.
Oh my
to be
God.
fair.
Yes,
Seriously.
because we use Germanic.
Someone else
That
took a
was
check.
fun.
Also, ceiling
That's
is
not-
a base.
Someone else look for something in the forest.
And maybe there's just
No, it's
Bernard takes off his clothes.
It's time for etymology corner. This is a regular segment on the
The
show.
two educated ones.
We'll plug our other
Damn.
podcast. Etymology Corner. Check us out.
Etymology corner. That sounds like the worst podcast of all time.
Hey man,
We have 10 subscribers. You could be number 4.
I don't know if y'all caught that, but Chase.
Yeah.
It's the two of us and my
said-
mom. That's
It was
Chase
in
basically said we're a bunch
character.
of
It was
uneducated
in
idiots.
character.
was that discussion in character?
So Flash and Esteban
Probably.
are just actually.
I don't know how
Esteban
Lash knows
would
what
have it.
Germanic is, but
you can substitute in like proto-dwarven.
Yeah.
I don't know, whatever.
Proto-dwarven.
Whatever.
still don't know how he knows about it.
I speak Dwarven.
I have
Okay, I
Draconic and
speak like
Primordial.
4 languages.
I don't even know what languages I speak.
Okay, so moving back to the floor of the
The woods floor.
Okay, I'll intimidate you. I don't know what to do.
Can we just start walking?
Yeah, let's.
Can we
let's go
like
through it.
see anything like above the tree line or something that would like? Oh, we should walk this direction.
So like,
I just found out that I'm spiritual, but not beholden to a single faith.
So,
That was
like,
some real
It's a
big
great
character
moment of
development.
self-discovery.
Yeah, I like
I just
that's in character.
He's really introspective in this forest right
I just
now.
found out what my armor class is.
Thanks, D&D Beyond. Sponsor us.
let's pick a direction and walk.
No, you can't see anything above the tree line. It even from like the edge of the clearing, looking to the top of the trees on the other side of the clearing, there's nothing that you can see over the tree line. You're trees for days.
For days.
Can I
Trees
climb
for
to the
days.
top of a tree and look?
Sure. Acrobatics.
It's not from Latin.
What? But it's in French. Let me see.
No, it's Middle English.
I'm literally gonna
From
kill
to
all
cover.
of you.
I
in
had
your
to-
sleep.
I'm sorry, this was very important to me.
Where's my acrobatics?
We get to make as many puns as we want for the rest of our lives, and he can't say shit.
No, yeah. I feel like that's fair.
All right.
Wait.
Well,
Where's my acrobatics?
you know.
It's under skill. Right?
Yeah, it should be under skills.
You know.
Oh, I don't have it.
Yeah, you do.
What?
It's your
borrowed
It's
your
gonna be like
dex
one of
those
modifier.
Calum.
Okay, fine.
It's under skills. Acrobatics is the first one. It's your dex modifier.
Oh, there. Oh, my thing was scrolled up. Okay. Plus 7.
That's
12.
awkward when your phone
So
is
12.
on the right
So yeah,
thing.
you struggle a bit as you climb up, but you are able to within like 30 seconds get to the top of the tree.
Damn.
You struggle, but in
Alright.
30 seconds
Roll
you climb
perception.
75 feet.
Perception? 6. No, that was a 1. I got a 1.
I'm sorry. How did...
I added 1 plus 6. 1 plus 5, but then I remembered I can't. I got 1.
Okay, so you get up there and you accidentally looked at the moon directly,
Negative.
Holy shit, it's so bright.
Yeah.
and you kind of like blink, and all you can see is that huge moon at every time.
And you go blind.
And you can't really see anything. Your eyes take time to adjust.
Can I climb the tree too?
I just climbed back down like.
Somebody else did it. Now I think
I'm
I
so
want to
high
do
right
it.
now.
That one's a copycat. That's 13.
Yeah, so you're able to climb up a tree within like 40 seconds or so.
Great. And then can I roll perception check up there?
Yep.
Cool. That's a 9.
9. Yeah, so once you get to the top,
Can I cast light and give myself advantage?
Wait,
Wow.
why would for the looking at?
so the way
What are you
the,
shining
I'm
a
trying to
light
be a
on?
sorcerer. I don't have a lot of options here.
so the way the moon is like illuminating the landscape, you don't really like the
Shine
light
a light
spell
on the
isn't
moon.
going to do as well.
I feel
Okay.
like you're just gonna get swarmed by mods.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like, ah,
Can I
shit.
cast light on the whole tree?
So as you look back
It's
toward the
Christmas.
way you guys came, as far
Yeah,
as you
yeah,
can
yeah.
tell,
The direction I was running.
you see that there's a similar drop in the woods, like where the cliff might have been.
Okay.
So the trees kind of fall off,
So the elevation and terrain is
and you
similar.
see a body of water that stretches out that looks like the ocean, but
Okay.
it's still like the ocean was just moments before you were attacked. So you see that when you look that way. As you kind of turn, you recognize to the north the Riemann Mountains. It looks almost like a mirror landscape. You continue to turn and you see Mount Drennan.
That's my place, right?
You are very familiar with
Yes.
Mount Drennan because
Well, I'm also a cartographer. I have map making skills.
great. So you
Great. Excellent.
so that actually would have been grounds for advantage, but I'm just gonna basically add that in and say like as you look at the landscape, it looks very familiar, but it's also different. Like it's
It's like the same, but it's not.
Different. Same, but different.
and then but when you see Mount Drennan, instead of just a typical mountain, you actually see like lines of bright orange running down it.
Would I know enough to like guess that it's lava? Have I
Do
experienced?
you see an eyeball at the top
You know
of the
the
mountain?
You know what volcanoes are.
Okay.
You know what volcanoes are.
Do I know what volcano
Like
It's very possible I
You've
wouldn't.
read about them.
You've
Okay.
been on Wikipedia.
Like there are stories about like mountains of fire
Okay.
that are called volcanoes, and so you see it. It looks like a volcano might when it's erupting and
Okay.
spouting lava. And then as you turn to the south where Loneth would be, you see a single white tower.
Whoa.
Like it's
So this is like the opposite of the Dark Tower.
it's huge and just looming.
Is it,
The
Uh,
light tower.
is it throbbing?
No, it's not. But it looks like
Thank you.
almost a lighthouse, almost a beacon of light. It's not like emitting light to the landscape, but it looks like it's built out of something. Like
And that's it?
It's almost as if someone cast the light spell on the entire of it, and it's just shining.
Can I do that on the trees so it like,
Wait, like-
matches?
Vegas shining or like?
Actually, I don't think light has
Kinda
that
like
big
the
of a
moon.
range.
It kind of like is shining white like the moon.
Is there a tower like that in Loneth or whatever the city?
Wait, how
Now
tall
I
is this tower that we couldn't see it from the ground? Or is it just short?
Well,
It's off in the
it's in the
distance,
distance.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
So you
Yeah,
would
it's
have seen it,
miles
but
and
you
miles
looked
away.
at the moon.
Oh, it's like
You guys have, if it is all the same sort of distances, the landscape that you're now looking at, you guys probably moved like 5 miles away from Loneth before you stopped for camp.
So the tower isn't
Oh, okay.
particularly far.
Correct. You can see
Okay.
like some decent detail,
Okay.
especially because it's
Okay.
illuminated.
Okay.
Did we
But
just travel back in time?
it's also standing in the place where you know the magisterium is,
Which we
Which
just traveled
is-
back
Yeah.
in time.
Okay.
which is a large
Um,
stone tower. It's not the same shape at all.
Can I do a history check to see if I know what the magisterium used to look like
Sure.
back in the day?
Back when I was
Yeah.
at the magisterium.
Hey, while they're doing that, the rest of us.
Before I was told to go to
I've
the
been
magisterium.
What?
We have to quit.
History. Nothing.
Yeah, you can.
Rad. That's
you
an
can, like, start
11.
resting in the clearing or
An 11.
11.
Mhm.
You know that like it was it was built long ago. No one really knows who built it, but you know nothing about it changing.
So I go down the tree. I'm like, okay. So it looks like we haven't technically moved because I am a map person and I know things about
You're
geography.
made out of maps.
What's a map person?
So
That's someone that's good at math. That's different.
Oh, got it. I
So
don't
we
follow.
haven't moved, and the ocean still looks like it used to, like when the giant creature came out of it. So I'm not fond of that way. Just if I'm putting my opinion on the table, which you're welcome to take into consideration when we decide where we're going.
Wait, like the
Just
ocean
saying.
looks like a
Can
mirror?
I finish? Thank you.
Oh,
So,
that's awesome.
if we go in the direction of Lonith, it looks like there's a giant white glowing tower there that I've never seen before. Or we could head east and there's a mountain of fire and lava. Those are the options on the table. So if someone has opinions.
Where the fuck are we?
In the same place, as far as I can tell.
Maybe we died on the beach.
This
I
is
feel
a
like
shitty
the
one.
afterlife would have been a lot better than this.
Mhm.
I mean, but you don't have a deity, so you don't know. for
Oh, we
sure.
do.
But
Are we
I'm
doing
spiritual,
lost?
so like at least like the Hindu afterlife would have been great, or reincarnation. But here we are.
I vote we head towards the tower.
I just invented it, so.
No, you need to, I don't know, make a wisdom check. Something.
The
Religion check.
You can't just make a religion.
That's what the religion check is for.
I make a religion every
checking to
time.
see if
Oh,
you just
I-
made a religion.
Alright, I have +0 to that, but I mean, what the hell? 8. What do I get? Right?
You didn't make-
Scientology? Or...
Nah, you didn't make a religion.
Wait, I have a +2. Let's see if I make a religion. Ooh, an 18. Do I make a religion?
Yeah.
Minor cult.
Hell yeah.
That's not bad.
We sacrifice babies in this bitch. What's up?
That's bad, actually.
Oh,
I take it back.
not
That's
good.
bad. No,
Not
that's
good.
a bad
Okay,
choice.
we just drink wine and eat bread. That's fine.
Back to
Catholicism, bro? I don't know.
No, that's
Is
Lutheranism.
Is that what you were trying to think?
I am Bernard's a Lutheran now, so.
That was
Right.
fast.
but like back to this.
Yeah, okay. I'm
Would you
super
say
focused.
that the tower is the direction that we just left from?
You mean like where we were in prison?
Yes.
Yes.
So maybe
But it doesn't look like the place we were in prison, so that's good.
is it?
Hey, wait, no, I'm confused again.
Maybe we just changed dimensions or times, or maybe we have died. Really, anything is possible at this
I mean,
point.
I feel like we would know if we died.
I don't. With you,
Did
don't
I?
think so.
That's fair.
I would want to check for if like, because if the ocean is visible from the top of the tree, would the harbor of Lonith have been visible as well?
Based on where you are in the wood, So when you were
Like,
up
can
there,
I see the blockade?
you couldn't see anything but the tower. You couldn't see any other piece of the city.
Okay.
If there is still a city.
Right. But I don't see like a blockade or anything either,
No,
which
there
I
were
would
no
know
ships in the
should
water.
be there. It's gone now.
Anyone want to go to the fire mountain over the town?
I mean,
How
that
I
sounds
I
like a lot
prefer
of fun to me.
civilization, personally.
I've never been to a mountain that is
Hey,
on fire.
hey, listen! I got like 47 minutes of sleep. Can we like sleep a
nap?
little bit, and then maybe like when it's light outside, we go and look. I'm real tired, guys.
Grumpy baby.
Can someone read me a story?
No.
Oh yeah, we should probably wait till morning.
Yeah, that sounds like a smart idea.
We don't think we're in immediate danger, right? They just sound like
We should.
I would
Weird
like to
noises.
investigate the immediate area for danger.
Perception.
Or investigation.
Well,
Doesn't matter. I have
if you're
expertise in
investigating
both.
an area, it's perception.
It's a clear dice. Ooh, that's not bad. That's a 21.
21. Yeah. So there were some noises in the wood before from when you let out your yelp, and most of those noises have stopped. You didn't necessarily hear some of the noises like leave, but they've stopped moving. you don't see anything different than when you first entered the wood. You do, out of the corner of your eye, see like a green light, and then right as you look, it disappears. It's like through the trees, off to the right, toward.
Guys, I have a confession to make. I ate a lot of shrooms before we went on this mission. So I'm gonna sleep now. I see a lot of
In
lights.
the prison?
See ya!
When did you
Where
get
did you
shrooms?
get-
Where did you get?
I don't know. I'm seeing lights, so I'm just assuming.
Oh, I
Look.
saw one of those.
Wait, you saw it? See,
Oh,
they
that
told
would've
me
been
I wouldn't
helpful.
see lights unless I ate a bunch of shrooms. So I just was under the assumption
I didn't get a chance.
that I ate a lot of shrooms.
I mean,
No?
when we were sharing information, that would have been helpful. Just suggestion.
I feel like I didn't get a chance to say anything.
Be assertive.
Listen, that's great. I'm gonna sleep now.
Okay,
So good night.
I will.
Goodbye. I
I
set up
will-
like a cot. And like I turn on my
What?
sound, I turn on my
Cot?
sound
You've been
machine,
carrying
What?
a cot?
and I put like the
Okay.
mask on my eyes.
I want to see your character sheet. I don't believe you have these items.
Should we make a fire?
I turn the lights down, you know, because I have to.
Maybe
It, like the
not.
light,
I
if
think you're
it's
probably
too much
should.
light,
Yeah,
Bernard can't
sounds
sleep. So that's
dangerous.
just
I'm gonna attract them.
I will.
So you
I
probably
can
better
take.
roll than-
No, you'd keep unwanted animals away if you made a fire.
I could set the forest on fire.
Let's not.
Like,
do that.
animals won't come if you've got a fire.
If you set the forest on fire, we're going to have to fight Smokey, and I don't think we can take him yet.
He is like level 20.
Yeah,
Good point. Good
he's
point.
like a werebear or something.
Maybe not
Bear
set a
bear.
fire since there seems to be weird, restless things.
Can I make a history check to know if I know anything about weird orbs of light floating around? Because I do have
Yes.
chromatic orb as a spell, so it might be related.
Yes.
Well, now I regret that I'm sleeping.
That's a 6.
You know that there are spells, a spell called Dancing Lights, that the caster can create orbs of light in the air that can actually illuminate. You haven't seen the spell before, you've read about it. I mean, you're not certain if that's what was happening. But you would know that if it was happening, there was somebody casting.
Right. Mm-hmm. Well, I'll take first watch because I'm too nervous to sleep, so that's the thing.
Okay,
Second.
So you guys are going to do sleep through the night, long rest. We have 2 watches. I'll need 1 more person to watch.
I can watch, but can I be first watch so that I can regain what I'm going to use for the watch while I sleep afterwards?
What?
I see. Okay. I'll lay down, but I don't know if I'll
Yeah.
sleep. But
I'll
yeah.
take third.
Okay, so Vuka, go ahead and roll perception on your watch.
Okay.
Before I go to sleep, I go, Uka, you're awesome.
Okay. Vuka turns into a wolf for her watch.
You also have bardic inspiration.
That was your. Okay.
That's your
I was
inspiration.
real sleepy. Okay.
You're great.
You
Good night.
nailed it.
Okay, so Vuka,
I'm so charming.
Vuka turns into a wolf. Is anyone awake to see this, or has everyone kind of dozed off already by the time you do it?
I was like one eye open.
Can I
as
make
I
an
was
anxiety
inspired.
check to see if I fall asleep?
Oh,
Well, yeah,
boy.
like-
Stefan's
Wait.
really anxious
Uh,
in general.
Let's do.
Like, how soon do you
I don't
change?
have that as a skill
Let's
on my
just do-
skill
Just right
sheet.
away. I
Let's
changed
do
it.
a
Then
wisdom
I-
save.
Yeah,
Okay.
Like, we see it then.
I don't think I have anything for a wisdom save. Let me just double check. I do not. Okay, so 16.
16. Yeah, you actually are able to fall asleep.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Pop some Xanax.
Nice.
Okay, I'm going to see your character sheet too if you have Xanax.
It's a spell, actually.
Lash is
Stefan's really racist. Don't you know racism's a side effect?
I thought that was
That's
Ambien.
ambient.
That's
That's
ambient.
totally different.
Oh, too relevant. Too fresh.
Topical.
Age the podcast instantly.
Yeah, Lash is an extremely heavy sleeper. He's just, again, on the ground, pith helmet over the face, and just out.
When this podcast actually gets some followers, they're going to be like, Rosie, who's that? I don't know. who
Okay,
Rosie is."
in the week
No,
of
that's
May
the
30th,
wrong
2018,
address.
Roseanne Barr tweeted some racist
Right,
things.
right?
and then blamed it on having taken an Ambien.
Roseanne Barr and Rosie O'Donnell are two different
Different
white
people.
ladies.
No, they're the same person. In Bernard's brain and Blair's the Blair. They are the same.
I am deeply confused as to what you say. Alright, like I don't understand this anymore.
It's almost as if Bernard is rolled to be literally me.
Anyway.
What was happening? I was asleep.
So
I'm asleep.
I
am
see
asleep.
your turn to wolf because I don't fall asleep immediately.
Okay.
Because I
So you just observe it and what do you do?
Thumbs up.
I'm like, oh, okay. I guess
Up
you
top.
I guess you weren't lying when you said you treated animals. She did say in the dungeon.
So that was your thought process. I guess you're saying.
Yeah.
That's, I guess she did say that.
Okay.
Our Bernards.
I'm pretty chill.
Our druids. Are
It's just
Bernards.
Everything in the entire world just has Bernard's face.
Well,
That's
In
how
Bernard's
sees
head?
the world.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh man.
Are druids like unheard of in our world?
You might have heard stories of shapeshifters,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
you wouldn't necessarily think that druids exist.
Okay, so Bernard sees her shapeshift as he falls asleep
Oh, you had
because
this from
he
your
casts bardic inspiration on your ass,
Oh, thanks. Oh,
and then he
jeez.
dreams about Vuka changing into animals all
No, please.
I think I get to choose what you dream.
night.
So
make a check for
Wait,
lucid dream.
I'm gonna try and ask you something to see if you can talk in your wolf form.
I can't.
You can't.
I don't think I can.
Just like, wait a minute.
Bark.
no,
No, you can't.
You have a
You could try
wolf's
to communicate.
vocal cords, so.
Yeah.
but not vocally,
Just be like, goblin girl.
not
Wait,
in language.
is that you?
I'm gonna look behind me. Like, who else would it be?
It's a real sarcastic look.
You see
One
the eye roll,
paw
and that's it.
It looks like that does like
You
that.
give me
Oh, yeah,
I used to
like the
give
meme of that
back.
girl.
Oh, right, okay. And then I just
Cool. So perception for your watch.
You don't have like advantage on that as a wolf or anything.
I mean,
do
I
you?
have keen hearing and smell as
Or
a wolf.
inspiration.
Oh, and I guess I
Hey,
could. And I don't,
what's
honestly, I don't think
up?
my inspiration would really help at this point, but why not?
What's up, man?
2 + 4 is 6 + 4 10.
Hey.
Yeah, you hear rustling in the trees as you've been hearing every so often, something like every 45 minutes. You don't see anything. There are some strange smells that come across your way, but you do not recognize them. One of them is almost spicy. It's kind of like cinnamon.
Spicy.
It's kind of like cinnamon and
Cinnamon
salsa, like mixed.
That's
It's
Cinnamon
bad.
very
tacos.
strange.
that sounds awful.
Yeah.
Churros and tacos.
And you smell it like real good because
Churros
you're a
are
wolf.
not cinnamon.
Yes,
Sugar.
they
Yeah, they
are.
are.
Sugar.
It's
cinnamon
cinnamon sugar.
sugar.
Cinnamon sugar.
Oh
dude.
boy.
And then you also
Cinnamon.
smell-
Welcome to Churro Corner.
This has been an intervention, actually. We need to confront you about your symptoms. Who here has a gluten allergy and hasn't had has a churro in like 5 years?
You can still smell
Oh, hey.
cinnamon on a friend.
Have you ever seen one?
I know for a fact.
They're like the round ones with the icing on top, right?
No.
No?
No.
That's not a churro?
I mean,
No.
it can be.
the second
Don't know how
thing
to
you
use your
smell
churros.
Mhm.
Do you really not know what
is
Oh my
kind
God.
of like it
At this
smells
point.
smoke. It smells like smoky.
Smoky.
Like there might be a fire somewhere, but you don't see any smoke.
Someone's making
Um,
fire roasted salsa and also
And
cinnamon
also
for some
cinnamon.
reason.
Sometimes you put cinnamon in chili to give it that extra,
Yeah, that's true.
like, yeah.
Everybody's making dessert too.
And then when you look up at the moon, you, as a wolf, you have this like feeling like
You wanna howl?
something's wrong.
Oh.
Like the moon didn't move the way it was supposed to.
Mm.
It actually hasn't moved much in your entire watch, about like 2.5 hours, but it's actually kind of like moved to the right, as if like you know from where you were before, it should have gone a certain direction, but it's kind of just like shifted in place a bit. And you note as a wolf that that's not the moon that you knew.
Is it the Death Star?
That's
no
no
Is this no
moon.
moon?
It's not the Death Star.
History check. 5. Is it the Death Star?
In a galaxy.
No, that was a long time ago.
The whole planet explodes.
Long,
and
long
then-
way.
time ago.
We might have time traveled. So.
Yeah. Well, also, fantasy times.
Oh, we
might
can
be a
go in
long
the
time
future.
ago.
Planes,
We went to the
dimensions.
Should I roll a Darth Vader check?
Force check.
Yeah, that's all for your watch. Who's second?
I'm second.
So you and your wolf arm kind of like nudge her away.
I lick her face.
Esteban screams.
That's odd.
You scream.
Yes.
I wake up.
Everyone
There's
else-
a wolf!
I'm trying to like,
No,
I'm trying to like,
Lash sleeps
like
through it.
nuzzle you. Like, no, it's okay.
That does not calm
Are
Esteban,
you
who is
scared?
terrified of wild
Lucas
animals.
changes back.
Let's do this a little bit. Make a persuasion check as a wolf.
As a wolf.
I'm sure your
what's
charisma is
persuasion?
super
Natural
good.
20.
Oh! Beep, 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 beep.
She's like curled
I'm
up in
so
your lap.
sad to come in cute.
It's like a wolf pup. Like, comes up to you, just like licks your face.
Okay, that's fine then, I guess. I'm not gonna
So you
Esteban's
contest a
into
nat
it.
20.
calm down a little
Huh? Yeah.
bit.
he
Yeah.
would be
So
like,
as
okay,
much as
that's
a
less
wolf
scary.
could be like, oh, this is a very like neat animal, very cute. Like
I mean, I know what pets are.
yeah.
It's
It
just
seems to be acting like a
Can you
pet
roll a
to
pet
you.
check?
Yeah, it seems to be acting
Animal
like a pet to
handling.
you, and almost immediately you like realize like, oh, I'm not in danger. Like,
Yeah.
This is gonna
I
be.
feel at peace.
Looks like Balto.
I feel at peace as I die.
Okay, so you're
Alright.
now awake for your watch.
Wow, weird. Where's Vuka?
I don't
Do you-
tell her.
do you
I don't tell us.
Do you sleep as a wolf?
I
Or do
just
you
go
change
back to
back?
sleep.
Yeah, you know what? She's gonna go to sleep as a wolf and
The
then
same thing
drop
she did
wild.
before,
Yeah,
like,
just
walking
goes in the
in
circle, scratches,
It's always the same.
and like, yeah.
Nice.
Cool. Esteban needs to make a perception for the watch.
Okay. Do I need to do like investigation on Vuka? My perception is 12 for the watch.
As you sit there, you don't really notice much out of the ordinary. There's a couple more gusts of wind that blow through. Otherwise, it's mostly still. You don't hear much either. Some rustling that might be small animals. You're not sure. And you also notice as you like stare at the moon, you can't decide like if it's in your head or not at first, but the moon doesn't seem to be moving normally. And by the end of your watch, you're pretty convinced that it moved the wrong way.
I slept great. I don't know about you guys, but that was
Wait, we
a.
got one more.
Yeah.
Oh, that's. I'm still sleeping.
Just kidding.
Okay.
I thought that was gonna be like a snuggling up to the wolf kind of maneuver.
I mean, he would. Bernard would definitely try, but it would be like the awkward, like full spoon, like cuddle, you know.
She probably is curled up in a ball. so-
Yeah, she's
That's fair.
curled in a ball. But at some point while she's sleeping, she's gonna turn back into Vuka.
Okay, none of you have toddlers. That doesn't matter. Full spoon.
Okay, so Lash is
Yeah.
being woken up by Esteban.
It's a little difficult. Like you need a couple minutes probably. But
That's fine. He also wouldn't be like, because he wouldn't want to startle you because you're a very large person. So he'd be like,
just,
hey.
A very large person that also breathes fire.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Very
can't-
large,
There
scary
are
person.
actually a few sparks coming out his nostrils
While
while
he's
he's
snoring.
While you
sleeping. Yeah,
snore? Oh God.
You're going to start the forest fire.
But yeah, you wake. You're able to go back to bed.
Yeah.
And make me a perception check.
16.
16. Okay. You just are sitting there in the clearing, kind of watching some of the same things that the others have heard, seen. But you hear steps coming toward you from across the clearing in the woods. But you don't see anything yet.
Okay. Can I like make an investigation check to zero in on the direction?
Yeah.
Okay. I think my investigation is worse. It is.
Nice.
It's a 2.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
You don't notice anything, and then until except for like the footsteps, until all of a sudden a tall woman dressed in a long silver dress steps out from behind a tree. Dark hair, pale skin, and she's just making eye contact with you. She walks across the clearing.
Hey.
Remember, I'm a lizard. Like people look gross to me. But I've
People look gross.
yeah. It's like there's no
They're so
there's no
squishy.
attraction.
Yeah.
Like it's just
No
completely
attraction,
different.
and they look gross.
Yeah,
is
like, I
two
mean,
different things.
okay,
Like
well-
when you look at a lizard.
You're not like, hey, pretty lizard. Like you're like that's a lizard.
I don't know. Some lizards are pretty.
Listen,
It's a shapely
I feel like
lizard.
there's a lot of judgment just
Okay,
thrown on me
well,
right
all
there.
right. I mean, it's 2018, but I have some limits. Anyway,
Apparently, lizards is that limit. I didn't realize, but all right.
yeah. All right. Anywho, yeah. Lash will wave cheerily and say, "Good morning to you."
She stops.
What time is it?
It's probably like 5 a.m. at this point.
Feels like
If the moon were moving normally, it would be something like 4:30, 5 a.m.
Okay. Yeah. Lash
Sun
has
is
just
not up.
consulted his pocket
There's-
watch, which he obviously
Nailed
has.
it.
Lash,
Um,
at this point, he's only like an hour into his watch. There's no like light that has come into the sky. It's still kind of like bright moonlight, nighttime. As she like sees you wave, her head kind of tilts a bit, and she like zeroes in like straight on you like questioningly, and then she kind of like does a slight bow and very subtle curtsy with her dress, and continues to walk towards you.
Bow back. Also, insight check.
What?
He's inside second that curtsy, man.
Yeah.
Better watch
It
out.
felt ironic.
Okay.
That curtsy's a lot.
The hit parade keeps on coming. That's a 3.
Okay. Yeah, she seems very friendly. Like,
I mean, she did curtsy.
Yeah.
So.
It's true.
Like wall walking, that's hard.
Like
she
wall
paused to bow and curtsy. And then
Okay.
continued to walk.
okay.
She continues to walk. So are you like sitting at the edge of the clearing, like looking into the clearing?
I'm
Where-
standing.
Okay, standing in that same kind of area, or where, like are you in the trees, out in the clearing?
In the clearing.
Okay.
Yeah.
About how many feet from the trees?
You said what? It was a 40-foot diameter, so probably like 15 feet.
Okay, so you're almost in the center of it.
Yeah.
Okay, so she would have stopped and done that curtsy more like a few feet from her side of the tree line, so she would not be that close to you at that point. But she continues to approach and stops about 10 feet from you, and she says, "Who are you?"
The name's Kurlash Manderek, my good lady, but all my friends call me Lash, and I do hope that we'll be friends.
She smiles. "I've never seen anyone like you.
Well,
Where are you from?"
a good ways to the south. It's called Mandevolo. It's a beautiful country. I don't know if you've ever been.
"I've been everywhere, really, and I've never heard of that place."
Oh, pardon me, but wouldn't that mean you haven't been everywhere?
"I suppose you're right."
Dude. Hashtag burn.
Yeah, this is the like English aristocratic version of a Yo Mama joke.
She says, "You're very right. I mean, you must have come from somewhere, and I've not seen a kind like you before, so there must be places I've not been."
Seems like sound reasoning.
Is there talking like any of us?
It's quiet mostly. I don't know how loud Lash is talking.
Normal speaking voice
He
for a
is a
6'5"
massive
dragon.
dragon.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's say roll con save to see if you wake up.
Natural 20 again. God, Dex, I like you.
So if you roll high, you will have heard the voices enough to like kind of wake you. from sleep.
16.
16.
Okay, so
13.
roll higher, like 11 and up. You can have woken up. So
So woke right now.
she kind of like looks around at your waking shapes and just looks at each of you.
Have we long rested yet?
Yes, you
Okay.
all have your long rest completed.
So we're level 6 now,
So do
right?
we lost the exhaustion's gone?
That's what rest means. You jump to the level.
You get 4 levels every time you successfully sleep through the night.
Nailed it.
She looks at all of you. She says, "My name is Ireth.
Ireth?
And
How do you spell that, Ireth? I didn't make sure I write that down.
Meta, IORETH.
Ooh, an IRO. Interesting. All right.
Um,
Realize you rolled like
IORETH.
Yeah.
Ireth.
Interesting.
Just sounds like Iris with a list.
Yeah. My name is Iris. Pleased to meet you.
You know, it's an unfortunate thing that a lot of the names that I end up creating end up sounding like people talking with lists.
That's how it is in like most fantasy name generators. They're like, it's Albert, but with a list.
Yeah, I mean, like, if you look at
Albert.
like George R. R. Martin stuff, it's always just like he turned off spell check.
This is how you spell
So,
Danielle,
It's like,
I
right?
follow a
Rob,
long line of
R-O-B-B.
great name creators.
a long one.
It's like Richard, but Rickard. Like,
Okay, that's her name. She tells you. She says,
Iris,
"My name
weird
is
lady. That's my note.
She says, she kind of like stops to like think and just kind of stare at all of you. She says, "I think you should all come with me."
That's a great thought, but like,
Insight.
why?
Insight.
Where are you going?
Insight check.
Wait, how clothed is she?
She's
This
She's
is
in a
relevant.
silver dress.
This
she's
is relevant.
wearing like a long silver dress. It covers. She
Is
looks.
she
modest.
humanoid?
What is the neckline? I think is the relevant piece for Bernard.
It's,
You got it.
There's no cleavage.
It's a
Bernard doesn't give
figure-
a shit about
It's a
her.
figure hugging in any way.
How sheer?
I need a percentage.
Like I don't like that I understand your character this far.
It's somewhat.
It's almost like you were 13 once.
It's not a sexy dress.
Oh, Bernard doesn't give
Is
a
there-
But is she a sexy lady?
Is he getting like mom vibes? Or
No.
or just like teacher lady?
Or like homeless lady?
Okay, this is getting way too deep right now, guys.
13-year-old
We're going
boy
way
being
too.
like, oh, okay, that's like.
Welcome to the
she's in
Freudian
charge of
corner.
stuff.
Our other podcast. We have actually a lot of subscribers.
There's so
Yeah.
many
We have
corners
a lot.
in this room, guys. You gotta fill
Yeah,
it
it's
all
like
up.
an octahedral room. There's quite a lot.
Whew, okay.
Is there? Finish this thing.
So,
Oh, we're not done yet. Oh, okay.
so she says, "You are clearly strangers here. I can provide a meal and answer any questions you might have. Point you in the right direction, depending on where you decide you want to go."
Is there a role I can see if she reminds me of my girlfriend?
Oh my gosh.
History.
Kavuka.
I don't know who's
That's a
playing a
9.
13-year-old boy more accurately, me or Esteban.
We're just different kinds of 13-year-old boys.
No, your girlfriend is kind of like
Ugly.
seems.
How dare you?
She's a beautiful flower.
That's the first metaphor in my poem.
It's the first metaphor in all.
I'm
those
literally
songs.
dying. I'm literally dying.
So no, she seems gentler. She seems like
Gentler. Damn.
Have you seen my girlfriend? This is my girlfriend.
I'm very scared.
Is she grabbing
grabbing
her
her crotch?
I know it looks like that. She's lifting her dress because she's walking. I'm
She's a slut.
struggling.
Got it. Okay.
I'm not a portrait maker. I'm a map maker.
She's just making the
was a-
noise that she's doing.
That was an
Also-
in-character drawing by Esteban.
Actually, this was Esteban's in-character drawing.
There we go. There we go.
okay. So I need you to do also an investigation.
Great. I don't know what my stat is for that. That's a nat 20. So
Oh,
I don't know what my
Okay,
Beep,
so
beep, beep.
That's my analog arrow. Just B B B B.
That's a +2, so 22.
okay, so as you kind of like stare at her, and the shape of a woman reminds you of your girlfriend,
Gross.
you
You're like a little bit.
Any woman
The
reminds
shape,
me of
the
your
mere shape of a woman. Any
Okay.
woman.
Even looking at
Say it.
Will, I'm like, oh.
If you,
Even as a 13-year-old boy, I'm like, I don't. Oh.
yeah, I was gonna say like, where is your line?
it's kind of squiggles.
Bernard notices the full chop going on over here. And it's like, whoa, okay.
Okay, so
Okay.
you
That was my line.
you get the sense that like she okay, so she's very beautiful.
Mhm.
And
But she's not my girlfriend. So.
she's not. But you are able to kind of see her beauty in a way that's actually kind of weird to you. It's almost like you're looking at a painting and less like you're looking at a person. The way that you, as you like look at her, like receive her, and
Someone might want to make an Arcana check.
Is she an illusion?
Is she glamored?
you wouldn't know if she's an illusion, just by investigating.
Right.
Arcana.
But you.
But if she's like more beautiful than I like have ever seen, or like
Anyone
She's
prettier than my girlfriend
ethereal.
must be magic.
Shoot her with a
she's
crossbow.
ethereally beautiful, so I feel like I'd be like, oh, maybe she's like fake, because I can do illusion magic. That's easy. That's not a hard thing to do. So I'd be like, maybe she's not real.
Hey, so can I.
Yeah, go ahead and make a wisdom check.
I don't have to just disbelieve her.
I think it's a
I
wisdom.
disbelieve the woman.
I don't believe in fairies.
I thought you just disbelieved.
Oh, she looks like
things,
Julia
but
Roberts,
I
is
can
that
make a
what you're
wisdom
gonna-
check.
I mean, we said beautiful, not horse. So.
Whoa.
That's another.
I was making a reference to Hook, man.
Yeah,
I don't know what you're
is
talking
she
about.
real?
Hook is my favorite
Okay,
movie.
give me
I
a
love that movie so
second.
much. Would
True
you all?
story, I wanted to do.
That's
that.
A nat 20.
Dude.
2 in a row.
Can I have the dice back?
Oh, dang. Beep, 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 beep.
Oh, why doesn't this
I love how I was like,
this is my sorcerer table dice? So why doesn't it roll nat 20s when I'm casting spells?
That's fair. I will. Oh, just take any dice you want. Yeah, I'm gonna need that one.
You know, that's actually my favorite one that my grandmother made for me. So I'm gonna. It's mine, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
I didn't realize that I
I
gave
didn't
it
realize
to
your
you.
grandmother was a 13-year-old
Yeah.
Chinese boy, but that's fine.
All those nights at home when Grandma would take out her plastic molds, just cook up some dice for us.
Yeah.
Good old Gina. Okay, so yeah, as you look at her, trying to like discern, wait a second, like this seems off. The look of her begins to fleck away. There's little like pieces of her that begin to like fall
Like
as
when
you kind of
Voldemort dies.
perceive. It's almost like
Is this the ending of the Avengers again?
Spoilers! I've seen it. but
Esteban.
I-
I don't feel so good. I haven't even seen that movie, but I already know that.
As her beautiful pale skin flecks away bit by bit, and
What are you saying
begins
about
to
pale
fall
skin?
away.
Yeah.
By the way, none of the rest of you are seeing this. She still looks the same to the rest of you. A chunk falls off and just kind of like turns to dust. And underneath, there's just green, jagged skin, a long green nose, glowing red eyes as the illusion begins to fall away.
Wicked Witch of the West.
And like her upright and slender form begins to hunch and bend, and standing before you is like a wrinkled, dark green skinned, elderly looking thing. And her eyes immediately snap to you, and she kind of smirks.
This is information you might want to share with the group.
Well, just because she's ugly doesn't mean she's evil.
She is trying to trick us.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
If I look like that, I would try and trick people too.
It wasn't an evil smirk.
Should I roll another insight check to see if her smirk is like threatening them?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Because I don't want to do anything if I don't think she's threatening. I don't want to just assume she's evil based on her appearance.
That's D&D. That's
Well,
how it
that is a 5.
You kill her.
You can't really tell what's going on with her motivation, what's behind her smirk. And again, the rest of you still only
Who's
see
closest to me?
Vuka forgets that she's not a wolf, and she's gonna try and sniff this lady.
Who's closest to me, real quick? Like standing.
Again, it depends on where you chose to sleep.
Because we're all awake, right? We're all watching.
Yeah, we're all
You all
awake.
woke.
Woke AF.
Shoot.
So woke we all wrote
You
in
just
Birdie.
go by how we're.
I guess. So whoever's close to me, I guess, so then Lil, I would just like whisper very subtly, like, hey, I don't know if we can trust this lady. Something suspicious is going on. And leave it at that. That's all that Esteban's gonna say about it. Do I need to roll stealth on that?
No. She was just watching your mouth move.
Can I roll perception to see if I heard that?
Sure.
Vuka's actively trying to smell this lady.
9.
You heard like some exchange of words, but you didn't hear any in particular.
Okay, can I roll insight to see if I caught the vibe?
Sure.
Okay, I'm trying to set
You're a
up
trustworthy
something.
person.
11?
No, you.
Damn
Okay,
it.
Okay, well, I'm gonna take out my short sword.
Well, hold on. Vuka was.
Vuka's
didn't
trying to smell this lady.
So, are you like walking up to her, like sniffing?
Mhm.
Okay. Roll
Kind of like
perception.
19.
Yeah, you sense something is off. You smell kind of like old socks. And
So not like cinnamon
and a little bit
salsa.
like burning.
Like brown.
Would that be a good smell to a goblin?
Probably. You want to eat them fingers.
Goblins don't wear socks.
Them fingies.
And as those smells kind of settle on your nose palate, is that what you call that?
It's just a regular palate, dude.
Sure. Yeah.
Oh, the pellet, but through your nose.
It's like your mind. It's like your mind.
literally what
palace, but
happens.
nose palate. I like it.
Yeah, no, I got it. This is mine.
60% of taste is smell.
Yeah.
They teach you that in Starbucks school.
I learned that.
I don't
in
know what that
regular
has to do
school.
with like
School?
smell though.
Like barista.
So,
school?
like, but to call it a palate.
Yeah.
would be
Starbucks,
appropriate.
please sponsor us.
That'd be a pretty big get, to be honest.
We got it.
Free Como fraps for days.
Yeah, as you smell like these off sort of smells, the same sort of transformation begins to happen in front of you, the flecking away of her form, and she turns before your eyes into the same kind of slumped green figure.
Do I see that because Esteban warned me? No? Okay. Just wondering if it's like once you're.
Alert.
Yeah.
You can roll investigation on the form.
Okay, so I'm gonna do that after you say something to me. Investigation?
Lucas says, "Oh, you are beautiful."
13.
Yeah, you can't tell what's going on. So you actually like speak to her. Her red eyes dart down to you, and she says, "Hi." Her voice has changed. It's become high pitched, kind of old. She says, "Are you going to be my friends?" You all hear like a more. The rest of you haven't seen her other form. Hear like a kinder sort of version of those words. Like, it seems a little off, but it seems like she's looking down at a little creature, kind of saying, like, "Are you going to be my friend?" But to you, it seems like strangely sinister, but also inviting.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. What do you do to your friends?
I bring them home for dinner.
I don't know. I've tried this before on people, and it did not work. That is how I ended up in prison.
Nailed it. Am I awake?
Look at like full on hands on her hips,
roll
looking at
inside
this lady
safe
like, I don't
assumption?
know.
To see what?
Does she see if she means I take them home for comma dinner or I take them home for
roll inside.
no comma dinner?
Well, I don't think
What?
that's-
That doesn't apply.
She eats
Guys?
dinner, and the person going home with her becomes.
Thank you.
I just
She's
no,
talking,
no, no. I
is she
just
talking to dinner?
I understand this. The reference I want to make here is the Twilight Zone episode "To Serve Man," where it turns out to
Yes,
be a
is she
cookbook.
talking to dinner
Yeah.
or is she talking about dinner?
Yeah, exactly.
Very big difference.
To Serve Man is a cookbook. Oh, no,
11?
They're gonna eat us.
Yeah, you can't really tell.
Yeah, it is.
Alright. Okay, I've
Can I do an insight
watching
check as well?
Vuka.
We should listen to the sexy
I
lady.
feel like
she
I've got.
wants to feed us.
Okay, and since Bernard is on board, I'm instantly a little bit more worried about this. I'm going to use Divine Sense, which will tell me if anything within 30 feet of me is undead, celestial, fey, hallowed, or desecrated.
Bernard is all those things. He's in
That
puberty,
is
so he is definitely all those
I
things.
think it's just Jessica.
I don't know who I am!
Go ahead and use it.
Yeah,
Okay.
I did.
Oh, there's no. Okay.
It's not a spell, it's just a paladin class.
It happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. There is Fey energy pouring off of her.
Okay.
And you also notice a faint Fey energy coming from Bernard. Very faint, but it's there.
Is it from the region of his hair?
The hair that's growing.
It's
Or
just
the
him.
loop.
Okay.
I
Alright.
don't think you can have just a single feature that is.
I think that'd be interesting if he got like a fey hair transplant. He got plugs from an elf or something.
You've got a weird idea of interesting.
Listen, just because I'm bald in real life doesn't mean my
Honestly,
character needs hair
okay.
plugs, okay?
Totally honest, did not even cross my mind. I was just trying to
You just
think.
immediately went to plugs, man. It just happens.
I don't know if you can tell, but I'm real offended.
Oh, I know. But, alright. Okay, so I know this is a fey thing in front of me then. I want to make an investigation check
At
on her.
advantage.
Okay.
Make love.
No, I do not. Alright. They're both 10.
Okay. You like
It's 20.
Oh, is that how advantage works? You get to add them?
you
This is great news.
as you look at her, you now know sort of what kind of being she is. She still appears to be that beautiful form, but now you'd probably be leaning toward like trusting. Now that you know that she is a beautiful and a fey creature, maybe
What?
We trust
Why?
the Fae?
Yeah, I don't.
maybe not.
I trust everything that's beautiful in real life, so.
Yeah, I don't feel super comfortable with fey stuff.
Okay.
Necessarily.
Have you had any interactions with them?
Probably.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you
Esteban
did
would
hunt
like to
things.
Yeah.
ask a question.
I hunt dangerous
Okay.
things on purpose. sometimes.
Can you tell us where we are?
She like her eyes turn back to you and she says, "You're in my woods."
Oh, you own all these woods.
Well, most of the trees are mine.
Okay. Do you know what that tower is over in the distance?
I don't go there.
So it's not part of your woods.
Answer the question.
No, not part of my woods.
Interesting.
Many enemies live there.
Okay. And what lives in the ocean?
What is ocean?
The water. The big water.
The lake.
The big
It's a
blue
lake.
wet thing.
Great. What lives there? The flat thing. The flat water.
Fish?
Fish. Tentacles.
I don't know what you mean.
I
Jellyfish,
use minor
obviously.
illusion to create a small version of what we saw in the water. Something like this.
She looks at it kind of like with a strange look. She's like,
Oh, what the fuck?
"That's not from here."
Well, okay. Thanks for the offer of dinner, but I've got rations, so I think I'm content. If
What
that's
are you
okay with
serving?
you.
No.
What are you serving for dinner?
Also,
Like people soup?
to be fair, it's morning, not exactly dinner time.
I think maybe the time zone is different here.
Oh, we're in
This
we're
is-
in Mountain.
This is actually UTC.
Oh, my mistake.
I'm more of a GMT kind of guy, but that's fine.
Okay, Bernard's a time hipster, alright.
We use Unix here. So it's 7-4.
Pseudo time zone. Shit, that didn't work. Sorry, that was a nerd joke.
How dare you on this Dungeons and Dragons show?
She doesn't really understand what you mean by like
I'm shocked.
Dinner time?
not dinner. She says, "No, I will be eating dinner soon."
What time is it?
Time for dinner, apparently.
The same time it always is.
Well, the moon
Now.
Okay,
moved.
so-
Okay.
That's a great
I can't-
segue into some things we should talk about. I think maybe time does not move here.
But the moon moved.
This-
So
this
Yeah, just like
She
laterally.
she looks at Esteban. I moved too. I don't understand your point.
So you don't use anything to track the passage? Like, how do you do budgets if you don't have a calendar?
I think maybe she lives in the woods and doesn't do budgets.
You still have a system of economy, and you have to track that
I
system
think
of
this
economy.
lady might have eaten time. So, like, I'm getting bad vibes. at this
Okay,
point.
so she kind of like she like moves her hand a bit, and those of you who were still observing the beautiful form, it kind of falls away. And she says, and you see like now the slumped
Does she look like a hag?
green lady.
You can't just
Do you
ask
mean like
people
an-
that.
You just ask
The-
people if they're
God, Bernard. You can't just ask
He's
people if
13.
they're
He
can't just
has
ask people why
no
they're
boundaries
So are
whatsoever.
you asking if she looks like an old lady?
No, I'm
She definitely
asking
looks
if
like
you
a
look
old
like
lady.
a hag.
This is between an old lady and a hag.
Thank you.
You can't eat with us.
Oh my god! You can't do that!
I'm just wondering if Bernard would know what
A
fake
hag is.
hag was.
Look, man, you're God here, okay? I don't know why I'm speaking like that.
There is no boundary.
So just roll me a history check.
Yeah, I'll totally do that for you. I'm gonna use this one. Oh, I don't regret that. 12.
12. Yeah, her visage reminds you of a book you read when you were a child.
About hags.
That eat people.
About
Like which? We
Hansel
need to be
and
very
Gretel.
clear about which book I was reading because it could go one of two ways.
just two then.
Play Bard.
Okay.
Wait, is that play
Ah!
bard?
Play bard, so it's just like
Or play bird where it's
it's
all
like
Eric
a
Booker?
lute on a velvet cushion.
No, it's actually it's just a book of music.
But it's in really
But it's
swirly
like,
font.
yeah,
Those are some really
It's like
hot tracks.
it's like
you know what I'm
Barry
saying?
White.
I don't.
It's the sexy saxophone.
I don't want this. I don't want
Careless
this joke
Whisper.
anymore, guys. I don't want this joke anymore. Okay.
No, do I know she's a hag?
What do you have against
So-
sheet music?
You don't know, but she looks like one of the hags that was in like a fairy story you read when you were a child.
Okay, so while like Bernard has like one eye open as he's like barely awake and he recognizes the hag, I'm gonna cast a spell on her. And she needs to make a wisdom saving throw as I cast Tasha's hideous laughter.
Oh, that's not gonna make her less scary.
Going back to the well on that one, huh?
You know what? You love it.
It's a true classic. I call it Tasha's Hideous Laughter.
Just a moment. The 17 save.
Motherfucker! Yeah, of course it's the same.
Does she laugh hideously anyway?
Seems like her.
But just not for a minute
Yeah.
straight.
Yeah, she can stop whenever she wants, but she's still laughing.
So
Bruno goes, yes! Damn it!
after casting that, she kind of like stares at you and then snaps, disappears.
I meant to do that.
She disappears.
I didn't realize I was so powerful in the magic.
She disappears.
Did you just kind of vanish? Like, oh, wow, that's
I
amazing.
didn't know that, but I guess I did.
Does anybody else want to run for the tower
Yeah.
where
Oh,
she said she couldn't?
She's
didn't go?
banished.
Yes.
She's gone. It's fine.
Someone with good senses do a check to see if she's invisible.
I'll do that too.
Would that be like Arcana?
That's like perception,
I don't
right?
know.
I assume that, like, yeah.
I'm gonna try and
Perception.
see what's invisible around me.
26
I was
or
thinking like
24 perception.
someone with a good sense of smell.
I probably
Oh.
rely on my smell a decent amount being reptilian.
Oh,
Right.
yeah, Luca's gonna see if she
Try
can
to
still
catch
smell
a
her.
scent.
I rolled a 24 perception, so go at it, bud.
So you hear
I rolled
steps as she is moving away from your location.
I banished her that way.
I vote we run the other way.
I like
that
that plan.
tower.
I think maybe if there are.
Did she go away from the tower?
She probably is not the only thing like that here.
Your thumb is red.
She said
Yes,
it was
it's because of
Yeah.
the wet erase markers.
Oh, okay. I was very concerned.
All right, we
Rude,
are
I
just
love you.
we are just playing havoc with the canon of this universe now.
Okay, wait, so she went away from the tower?
We're just
What
back.
was saying?
She went away from you guys, which, according to the landscape, is also away from the water and toward the volcano.
Let's go to the
So
Tower.
So which way would the tower be? Like opposite of her, or like perpendicular?
So if this is the circle of the tree line,
Mhm.
she's gone this way toward the volcano, and the tower's this way.
Okay, let's go to the
Let's
tower.
go that way.
Tower.
I love that plan.
Okay, so are you guys like running there, or just
Walking
we're,
quickly.
We're mobbing it there. So,
mobbing?
yeah, you can determine whatever. This is what the cool kids are saying.
I like how Bernard is talking to the dungeon master.
Look, I heard it on Fortnite, okay?
Which was just like a few weeks ago.
It was actually a few was 3, couples 2. That's fine. We're good.
Alright, Lash is gonna try to get everyone to do like an actual military march, like left, right, left, right. I'm just gonna see if that works.
Luca's legs aren't long
Quick,
enough for that.
Can you
Quick persuasion check.
can you
running.
roleplay like how you're getting them to do that?
All right, everyone, hop, hop, 2, 3, 4, hop, 2, 3, 4.
Do we have to count the whole time?
Luca, why is he talking like that?
I don't.
It's I rolled a 9 to persuade, so
You
probably
sound like
not
a
No,
great.
I'm sprinting
I'm 3.5
ahead.
All right, I shrug and then I start running.
You probably couldn't. He probably could.
So you guys are just traveling now south, as far as you can tell, based on similar landscapes of the two places, and moving through the trees. As you move, are you trying to be stealthy or just traveling?
I'm not gonna stand much chance of being stealthy if we're moving
I
fast.
think we're running, right?
Yeah.
Are we running?
Does it seem like she's pursuing it?
I was thinking like
You can roll
power
perception and
walking,
try to tell.
like a mom in the morning.
I'm mall walking.
Do you have a fanny pack now? Like,
12.
I mean,
like a windbreaker?
yes.
You can't
Fanny
tell.
pack appears as she,
You
and
don't
it adds
detect
+5 to her movement.
Okay,
While power
so
walking.
you guys are just traveling through the woods?
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
think we're being stealthy.
Okay.
Being a level 2
Have-
spellcaster
Wait,
is the
I have a
fucking
question.
worst.
So it should be light by now, and it's not, right?
Hey, I'm doing
Yeah.
fine.
And we've all noticed that.
Yes.
Okay. Just want to make sure.
So as you all travel, the ground begins to descend, and
We're not going back towards the lake, right?
No, we're going towards water.
there's a stream that is flowing past you, like a kind of a brook that seems to flow toward the body of water. It's only like a foot long, so you're able to step over it. As you travel, you see more lights appear. There's one that's like a gold color that appears and disappears in the distance. Another that's violet appears and disappears. But you guys just keep trekking along. It continues to descend, and then you begin to smell rot as you approach, as you go the direction you're going.
Wasn't me.
Does Vuka like the smell?
Yes.
Rot of like flesh or rot like plant? Because those are two very different smells.
It doesn't smell like rotting flesh. It smells like stagnant air. As
Do we see Shrek?
Swamp donkey.
Shrek check.
Shrek check.
Do not check.
5.
Do not.
He's not here.
5 Shrek.
We're so screwed.
That's how it is. Yeah.
Throw onions! Throw onions!
Okay, so you guys, the ground kind of levels, and some of the trees have more like hanging moss on them. And as you step out from a few of the trees, you see patches of black water here and there among the trees. It's a bog, and it looks a lot more ominous, like exaggerated, like ominousness. You get the sense that it's like, oh, like this looks like it could be like a haunted bog more than just some natural swamp.
How
Can I
far away
check
are we from the tower?
Now that there is a little more clear space for you to see into the distance, you've probably gone about a mile toward the tower. So it is a bit closer and still shining.
But it's still how far off-ish?
About 3-4 miles.
Can I do a check on the bar to see if it's an illusion? Since we just ran into illusion.
Sure.
And it's really creepy. That's a 9.
Yeah, you can't tell. It seems real enough. So, are you guys going to cross through the bog straight toward the tower, or try to go around?
Can I roll perception or investigation to see if I see like a more
Maybe
dry route
survival?
through here?
It would be like survival.
I can't just look and be like, that looks solid.
What did you do?
To make this is more like a natural sort of pathfinding thing.
Okay. I'm just trying to avoid my 0 modifiers.
I
Right?
can-
Like,
Yeah, you're not playing the game right.
That meta game though.
11.
Nailed it.
It seems like you could probably skirt around most of the patches of water and have a moderately straight shot through the bog.
Okay.
How much of the bog do we have before we get to like outside the forest? And can we see?
You can't see the end of the forest. It almost looks like the bog stretches pretty far left and right, and kind of goes up on the right a bit. Like the land goes back up that way, and then land this way kind of is like in front of you, and to the left is kind of still flat and boggy. As you look out through the bog, it looks like if you were to travel maybe half mile to a mile, you might hit like trees again, as if like the bog interrupts forest.
Okay. Alright. Well, I'm gonna try to like hopscotch across on whatever dry land I see. Like,
Yeah, there's no need to jump over puddles yet at this point.
could I if I want to?
Nice.
No, I don't. I don't actually want to do that. I think my acrobatics is probably trash.
Okay.
It's a -1 attack.
Probably don't jump in the puddles because bugs sometimes it's a secret, not puddle.
Yeah, what she said.
I'm gonna avoid the puddles.
Okay, so you guys kind of like curve through the bog, trying to avoid stepping in any of the water. As you come to what seems like kind of the center of the bog, you just see bogginess all around you. There
Bogginess?
is
Bugginess.
bogginess.
It's a technical descriptor.
I love it.
It's a storytelling term. It's very effective.
You nailed it. 10 out of 10.
Thanks.
Apparently, this is what I talk like now. So,
Bernard just looking up at the sky and being like, "Great job."
Bernard just.
Hey guys, I'm spiritual but not religious.
Okay, so there is a hut in like about 100 feet off. That
Is it standing on chicken legs? That's a Baba Yaga reference, just so everyone's clear.
I was gonna say,
Like
how
literal
fat
chicken
is it?
legs or
But-
figurative chicken legs?
it's not on chicken.
Okay.
legs. It is on the ground of the swamp, kind of like tucked in between a couple.
Guys, my buddy
pools of
Yoda
water.
lives here. Totally crashed his place.
Are there windows?
There are not windows. They don't have glass, but they're like holes in the sides of it.
That actually does
Are we
make
near
sense.
it? How far away is it?
It's about 100 feet off.
Oh.
You, in the same way that you've kind of been skirting around puddles, you see a decent path to it.
The light on?
There's no light coming from it.
There's stuff.
That was my stomach.
You failed your stealth roll.
That was the loudest tummy gurgle Bernard's ever had.
Bernard? Is that what you're calling yourself now?
Guys, I don't know how many times I have to tell you.
Everything.
Bernard is literally me.
Alright, well, I hate to tell you this, man, but you don't have blue hair.
You don't have any hair.
What?
Or a lute. Just
Don't worry.
Damn it!
In my headcanon, my real life headcanon, you have blue hair.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
We should probably talk to someone about that.
Wait, is it like
This
electric
isn't group
blue
therapy.
or is it like anime protagonist blue?
You know what? Whatever does it for you.
Okay.
You know?
Alright, I'll stew on that one for a while.
Do we want to check out the creepy house? Or keep going?
I don't think we do.
Okay.
I do, but Esteban
Bernard's
doesn't.
already walking in the front door of the
Right?
creepy house.
I do, but I'm also
I mean,
pretty
if
sure
we want
it's
to
that
take a quick
witch's
minute
house.
and like light it on fire, maybe.
Witches
I
are
can
not
shoot the
inherently
firebolt
I
at
could
bad.
breathe fire
She
on it.
went the other way, but like maybe she can teleport. I don't
She
know.
said the whole woods are. She said the trees were hers. There are no trees, so maybe it's
There
fine.
are sporadic
Yeah.
trees.
Is
Like
this where the
swamp
Okay,
trees that
there
grow
are
in the
less
swamp.
trees here, so maybe
Is
it's
this,
not
where
her.
the good witch lives?
She probably
Okay.
lives in a treehouse.
It's perception to try to like hear or see movement.
Kind of comments, but we'll count it.
Does anyone have ruby slippers?
That is gonna be 17.
You hear a clink of like a dish or something like that. From the
Nope.
inside.
Okay,
She
keep
is
going.
making us dinner.
I'm
well,
all
then
about
that means that
eating
the
food.
witch isn't there. Like it's a different person because she walked a different way.
Yeah.
So
Because
Dimension
magic's
door.
not a
Yeah.
thing here, so let's go eat some food.
That's true. In magic, you only can walk the direction that you choose when you go away from someone. When
That's
you
the first
disappear.
rule of magic.
I mean, you can never change course while walking.
yeah, I cast
love
magic. I
magic.
know this.
The possibilities are limited.
I kind of want to like sneak and look in the window, but
You can go
Sneak,
for it
you're
if
a
you want.
rogue,
Yeah.
sneak.
It's-
okay, I'm gonna go look in the window. And
Sneak
hopefully
it.
I don't roll really bad.
Okay. Go ahead and roll stealth check.
Okay, that's a 21.
Oh!
Yeah, you sneaking good. And you like pull up to one of the windows and peer in.
Pull up. You
Yeah.
like peel up.
You actually,
is this a drive-by?
well, you're actually driving a Prius. It's a quiet car.
Oh, yeah. No
She
engine
drives
sounds.
an electric car.
Whips
Yeah.
out a Tesla real fast.
Yeah.
It's a volt.
It's a volt.
You cast the bolt spell on someone's car. Or a car.
No engine sounds under 15. so
Its
it's
range is only 80 miles per charge.
It's not bad though.
That's
not
not
bad.
bad.
It's
Better
Gets you
than
to the
me.
tower.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
Like
to the-
walking?
Yeah, I don't crash my car. I got to the tower like 10
I got a $9,000 coupon on it from the government, okay?
It's
God.
The
it's
government
not $9,000.
sponsor us.
$90,000.
No, it's not.
900,000.
No,
No.
I have an electric car.
Okay, so
It's all
as
wrong.
you peer in the window, you see the hag from before.
Motherfucker.
She tricked us.
But she doesn't seem to have noticed you. She seems to be going about her business. Just she's like cleaning a few of the dishes. You do notice that there is a rather large kettle in there, like a cauldron almost,
Like large enough for a person?
and that
Or like 6 people.
Does it look
Including
like a
a
leveling
very
hot
large
tub?
dragon.
Hot tub cauldron.
It's almost like I don't know, like 2 feet in diameter. Like,
So
it's not huge,
no.
but it's a bit tall. But
Like
she's-
6'5".
So if
she's
you were like
cooking
sitting
something.
in it, it would be like a nice
It's
bath.
like 3 feet tall. It's not like it's a
Look like
sizable
could
pot.
drown in it.
Alright.
Okay.
Yeah,
you could
could
drown
drown
a
in
lot
a
of
cup.
things.
Okay. I'm gonna.
You know what?
I'm
Oh.
gonna like go back very quietly and like motion for everyone to be quiet.
While you do that, you die.
You said you didn't notice me.
It's true.
Yeah, the hag points
Then-
Yeah, I'm not
Well,
staying. I
Power
immediately
kill.
like duck back down and like I go back.
I think it's nice that you can joke about it.
Hey, this is about me at all.
I motion that like
Hey, she says we. Oh. Hey, she says we need to go.
That's not better.
That's his whisper right
the
there.
latch on the door
do you really?
clicks open, and she like peers out, and she says, "You did come."
Because of it is because of him.
Oh
Found
boy.
you! Yay!
Wait, can I-
I'm a sexy lady.
Never mind.
Did you not notice I was being quiet?
I was being quiet too.
Honestly,
That was
for
my
him,
whisper.
it was quiet.
That was my whisper voice.
She says,
Why couldn't that tentacle
Am
thing have
I
just stolen
back,
your voice?
like, away from the house?
Why did they
What?
see witch
I'm
not
like,
notice
wait,
it?
So she kind of calls out to you
Part
guys.
of your world.
Oh, okay.
She says, "Hi."
Hi.
Not hi.
Oh,
She says,
I.
"Hi."
that's very confusing. You have a weird voice, lady.
Oh, damn. That is boring.
What's wrong with your voice?
She says, "I have you now in my swamp. You're not getting out very easily. But I want to make you a deal. Do you have anything of value?"
I show her my bugbear hand.
Oh yeah, see if she.
Okay, do you want to like walk up to?
No, I just take it out in like.
I probably
She
have
kind of,
some
like,
finger bones
walks
in my
toward
pocket.
you, gets up to like 10 feet away from all of you, and
It
just
is within range of my fire breath.
and looks at the hand and says, "Anything to sweeten the pot?" And she smiles.
I have 1,000 ball bearings.
I was looking at this.
Does anyone have?
I was like, can I? That probably won't work.
Does
in
anyone
the
have sugar?
Just ball bearings.
She's like, "I don't know."
Okay, well, it was worth it. I have a bell. Ding, 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 ding.
What's it actually made of?
It says bell.
I think I
Very
So I
discreet.
assume like
A
platinum.
standard bell that rings, typically used for signaling.
It's like a copper bell.
Yep.
She says, "I don't like that."
You know what? You fuck me, right?
I have.
No, don't say that to her.
I mean, I'm 13. Like, I'll take what I can get.
No. Let's not go there today.
Being 13 doesn't give you a license to be the worst person ever.
It's
Have you met a 13-year-old?
no,
They're
they-
literally the worst person
We
ever.
just
But
lost
they-
the demographic.
No, they're still gonna watch. They like the
13-year-olds sponsor us.
abuse. I said Fortnite,
No.
so they're immediately gonna subscribe.
We like the things you do, like I don't know, Logan Paul.
No, God.
She says, "Anything else?"
Can it be emotional value?
Are you gonna give her your girlfriend?
I was thinking I have the portrait I drew of my girlfriend.
She says, "Oh, let me see."
She's gonna critique the shit out
Listen,
of it.
Hag, this is gonna make you barf.
She actually takes it in her hands and kind of like looks at it.
Vodka, either Esteban's a really horrible artist or his girlfriend's really ugly.
I don't think she exists.
That is a fair point. That is a fair
That paper actually is his girlfriend.
She looks at you and she says, "I can have her."
The picture. She's my girlfriend. You can't have her. I don't have the authority to give away people.
I mean,
Joy is fine. But
is it?
can I have your memories of her?
No. Do you want gold instead?
I mean, it actually might benefit all of us if you take those memories. So, if it's up to a vote, I vote take the memories. Sure.
Could you take Bernard's voice?
She says,
So she does
It was
have...
worth a shot. I had to try.
Some people don't recognize greatness when they hear it. It happens.
no, she seems like a little agitated and kind of excited now. She says, I have this. And she like pulls something out of like a satchel behind her. That's the sound the guns make.
Pew pew pew.
No, it looks like it's like a silver. It almost looks like a statue or a trophy or something like that.
Just pulled that out of her bag?
Mhm.
Damn.
And it's like
It was...
Hermione.
it kind of looks like a lantern without like glass windows. So it's got like four. It's like kind of square, and it's got like four edges where the iron bars would be. It's like a square lantern almost. And it's engraved very intricately. It looks very valuable, like master craftsmanship. And she says, "This I'll give you for your memories of her."
What does it do?
Wait, now she's offering us stuff?
Yeah.
She said you wanted to make a deal.
Yeah.
Can we just...
Witches make deals. This thing.
She says,
I thought the
What
deal
does
was
it do?
we get to leave.
Probably shouldn't make a deal with Faye,
tell
but
you
that's...
what it does. If you can answer me
These riddles 3.
No, wait, really? Riddles?
Wait. What
Y'all,
happened?
was reading the
she's a
joke.
witch in a bog, and we're probably in the Feywild,
You
so
get
she's
a riddle,
laying
okay?
a
What?
on.
Take it.
All right,
What
it's
happens-
if it's 4 legs in the morning, 2
Okay,
legs at
what
noon,
happens
3
if
legs
we
at night.
don't
That's
answer
fair.
Yeah. What
They
happens
don't
if I
have
get it
time.
wrong?
That's fair.
She says, I just won't tell you what it is. You'll have to take my word for it. It's worth it.
Okay, what
Is
is
it
the
real
riddle?
silver? Wait. No, I need to set these terms before I get
actually.
into things. I am a proper capitalist about contracts, so I need to know everything before I agree. First off, is it real silver?
Bernard pulls out
Okay,
his cot
great.
again.
Secondly, this is in exchange, this lantern, for my memories of my girlfriend.
You realize
slash
how many of those there are,
fiancé.
right? There's like so
And
many.
is that a deal you are making purely with me, or does it involve every present party person?
You can have my memories.
want-
That's-
Yeah, you're gonna have mine too for free. I'll just give them to
I
you.
want the hand, too.
Okay, so then we have to share the lantern holding thing.
Which
I will
hand?
hand off the lantern to you all.
And you won't tell us what it'll do unless we answer the riddle.
We should really have
That's
some
right.
attorneys
so
look
if
at
we
this.
fail the riddle,
I'll
all
call
that
my
happens
attorney,
is
Michael
we don't
Cohen.
know what the lantern is.
He's real
Yes.
good.
We need a
And
purchase and
say
sale
no
agreement
to
for
the
this.
deal.
Like,
If we
this
say
is
no
gonna
to
be
the
complicated.
deal, will you just let us walk through your swamp like peaceable travelers?
Probably not.
Walking might be one of the things I let you do.
That's kind of...
That was oddly sexual and I'm into it.
Can we? Yes.
Are
You were
Okay.
about to
let's hear
trade me away for the lantern, weren't you?
Can we hear the riddle?
Cross
I
Okay.
don't know.
Let's hear the riddle.
Let's do the riddle.
She gets like a smile on her face. She looks kind of excited. Like
What
she might
is
not
the
get-
airspeed velocity of the maiden swallow?
Like she might not get a lot of
Versus
travelers.
yours.
that
African
she's-
or
She
European?
lives for this shit.
Yeah, this is her jam. She says, "What rooms are impossible to enter?"
Your mom's bedroom.
Shut up.
Oh!
Shut up.
Oh!
That's not our
That's actually not an
That's not
insult.
what I
That's
said.
like
You have 2 more answers.
Like 2 more.
Okay, it's a question. A question's not a riddle.
Mushrooms.
How is
Riddles
it?
are usually phrases.
I mean,
Riddles
could probably
implicitly
answer
are
a question.
questions.
What rooms are
that's
There's
like
no riddle
saying
that
what's
isn't
in my
question.
pocket is a riddle.
It
Mushroom.
Hey, there's
It's
precedent.
not a real
There's
riddle.
precedent.
What
The
was,
chapter is called Riddles in the Dark.
what was the question again?
What
Too
kind of
stoked
room
on
can
my
you not
sweet
enter?
bird to
What
Here.
rooms are impossible to enter?
Mushrooms.
I think it's mushrooms.
Oh.
Granted, I am
She
a
smiles
druid
at you.
that specializes
Yeah.
in sport.
Is it right?
Yes.
Oh.
Very
Buka
I was gonna say
got it.
empty because once you enter
up
them,
top,
they're empty.
Buka. I got you, girl.
Oh, that's a good one too.
She says,
I think Jeopardy would count that. What is an empty
There's a
room?
little pixie in here I
A pixie.
What do we? Yeah, can I roll to see what I know about pixies?
Yeah, what do we know about
What
History,
flavor?
Arcana. What are we talking here?
sorry, to
know
know
what I
what
know about
pixie
pixies.
is.
History.
Okay,
Uh,
that's
What
better.
flavor is a pixie?
19.
A
that's
natural
a
one.
4.
Oh no, that's a 7.
So
No, I got it.
you would have had fairy stories from where you were from. Pixies are kind of like nature spirits. They tend to different plants or trees. Like you might see them in a story, like coming out of a flower or something like that. And they would be sort of like the life of that flower or the protector of that flower. Different stories might say different things, but basically, they're sort of a spirit of nature commonly associated with the Fae. They're usually small and winged.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about
They're-
all you know.
Intelligent though, like
Sentient.
yeah, like
They're
person-like
typically
intelligence.
depicted as persons.
What does the pixie do?
Do they taste good?
She says,
I asked which flavor.
Is it stick form or what are we talking?
What pixies do, mostly, until I catch them.
I don't like this lady.
Can we see the pixie in it, or is it?
Well, you can do whatever you want with it as soon as it's yours.
No, but I mean, like, can we see that there's something in it, or does it look like nothing?
The gift or the trade is not the thing inside. It is the lantern.
Oh, you
No,
can
I'm
trap
confused.
pixies in it. That's right. Yes, it's a lantern that you can trap
Okay,
pixies in.
Yes,
Oh,
and
but
there
we
is
probably can't.
currently a pixie in it.
that's what's inside. Yes.
Man,
Right
she's
now?
real cryptic.
Wait, you can catch pixies in it. Can
Okay.
anyone catch pixies with it?
I know how it works.
Can anyone catch pixies with it?
If they know how it works.
Okay, we don't want them.
No, it's fine. There's
Wait,
like
so the implication is you want to catch pixies?
I don't know.
Just
I
saying.
mean,
like,
it's
I don't know
possible
if I can
there's-
catch pixies with
Is it
it.
like
Why
having-
else would we want this
Yeah,
lantern?
is it
There
like having
could
a
be-
fairy in a jar in Zelda? Like, is it
There
a
could
free
be-
resurrection?
Like-
or-
Wait,
If you
okay,
take this,
down.
it's dangerous outside.
there could
So
be
you
a
said-
pixie trapped inside it that maybe like she's fine with it, but maybe the pixie's not fine with being trapped in it.
Yeah, that's what
So
I was
we-
thinking.
How much would I need to pay you to take Esteban's memories of his girlfriend?
The trade. That's
You have my permission for what it's worth.
That's for Esteban.
Damn it.
Wait, I'm confused. I feel like this lantern is gonna be a stupid thing because
I feel like
you're
maybe
gonna give
there's
us the
not a lot of
lantern,
options.
but you're not gonna give us the pixie in it, and then we're not gonna.
No, we
know.
are getting the pixie.
If there's,
in it.
we just don't know whether there is currently a pixie in it, or if we will be able to catch pixies in it in the
She
future.
just said it's a
time.
pixie and a lantern.
Yeah, but I mean,
Yeah, but then
I
it's
could
been
say
like,
she could be
like, there's a
lying.
pixie in this water
She
bottle.
could be lying.
Okay,
I'm not gonna
insight.
show it
Is
to
there
you,
a
but I'll
pixie
give you-
in the lantern?
Is there a pixie in your
That's a 15, 17.
I'm
It might be a
also
15
going
actually.
Oh.
I got a
Oh,
nat
that's a
20.
Natural 20 on it.
Yes.
Hey!
17.
17. You both think she's being genuine.
Okay.
Faye that likes to make deals. with
What kind of check would I have to make to see if I think the lantern is also illusory?
Investigation.
Illusory.
loser.
Like a illusory lantern. I'm like, it's just a lantern, man. Like,
13. Well, no, but it's like silver, and if it's like, oh, it's actually not silver, it's just like wrought iron, and it's completely valueless.
Well,
actually,
iron
a wrought
would work
iron
on
would be
pixies.
better for pixies.
Yeah.
What do we?
I don't mean for catching pixies. I mean, like, I don't think we're gonna use it to capture pixies. I think we'd probably
But it
just sell
has
it.
a pixie in it.
She's
She's
probably gonna take the
saying-
pixie.
Well,
Do we
Does
get
the
the
pixie come with the lantern?
It's inside.
Will it
Fuck
stay
no.
inside when you hand it to me, and I will keep it with pixie and lantern?
As long as you don't open it.
Okay, so there, yes.
Okay. I feel like we don't want to have a pixie slave.
If you want to
Well,
be
what if we let
exactly,
it go?
we
Maybe
could let
pixies
it go,
do
and
something
maybe
nice
it'll
for
owe
us.
us a
Don't know
favor,
what pixie
or
tastes like.
maybe it's a buffalo flavored pixie.
We're not
And
eating
those
a
are
pixie.
so good when you have ranch.
I'm not very fond of ranch myself.
Particularly the wings on the pixie, right?
I was literally
All
about
of
to
it.
say pixie wings are where it's at.
I think that I'll let
When
you
I watch sports ball, I eat
making
so
jokes.
many pixie
We're
wings.
not
It's not
I
even funny.
don't make those. I'm serious.
What?
About eating the pixie. I'm lost now.
What do you want with
She wants your
memories?
memories. She is a crazy fae creature. She
I'm
likes
not
that
asking
shit.
you.
You never want to give Faye anything.
That was very harsh,
Like-
my girlfriend.
She kind of looks.
Have
at
you
you
guys
and
had the
says,
DTR talk yet?
I have my own economy. She winks.
You did mention that she had to
Memories.
have an economy, so that
How do
really
you
is-
quantify that?
I'm sure that if you wanted, you could stay here for a very long time, and she would
Yeah,
explain.
you can
it to
discuss
you.
this. I'm sure. It's
She
subjective
says,
value. I mean,
I am beginning to lose my patience. Deal or no?
Okay, who knows things about pixies? Because I don't want to do a deal that's not worth it.
I don't think that.
Anything that gets rid of your girlfriend's memories is
This
worth it,
isn't
in my
really.
Wait, did
opinion.
So
any of
here's
us
the
know
thing.
anything
I
about
don't think
pixies?
this is about whether
It's a
it's
history
worth
check?
it for this thing that he's giving
Yeah,
us.
you
I think
roll a
it's to
history
let
check.
us by, to allow us
Yeah.
to leave this.
Most
20.
So
Well,
maybe-
so would you say
Let's
it's
add
Esteban? Because Esteban is
Um,
asking the party because he doesn't know what to do.
I know something about pixies apparently.
You know from you would have at one point when you were spying on some richer individual in Lanath, come across like a library where there were books, and one of them caught your eye. One about the Fae, and there was one of the characters in one of the stories was a pixie, and she it was kind of like it's a bit fuzzy to you now, but you remember that you really liked that character and that she was good and helped passersby, but you liked that she was small and could hide well.
That's kind of weird. Whatever.
Well, she's small and can hide well.
Wow, no. Please don't.
No, Clover. No.
Okay, no one else is offering up anything.
I've
I'm
got
the
gold.
one who has something of value to
Do
this
you want gold?
witch.
For the pixie.
I offered gold. She
Okay.
wanted gold. I have lots of gold.
Sorry, I don't have anything else.
I deleted the application. Oh,
Nice.
nice.
Well, I didn't think I had anything else either until I said I had a girlfriend.
I don't have a girlfriend.
Luca and I are now boyfriend girlfriend.
No, that's
Take
not
one
what
of
just
them.
happened.
Take Bernard's
You
memories.
can have all of my memories of
I make a dex saving throw to hold Luca's hand. Oh shit. 17 to hold Luca's hand.
Roll bite.
It would be
against
an
his
ability
fingers.
check, sleight of hand.
Oh, sleight of hand.
Yeah,
That's probably gonna be better. No, it's still a 17.
offers
Wanna
all
dex save away
memories of
from
her
that.
relationship
Jack
with Bernard,
The
right?
grope? Whoa.
Dex.
Dex save, yeah.
Dex save. Oh, it's only 10.
Ah!
Yeah, he gets a solid hold.
Yeah.
So he's touching me. Can I have a reaction?
To
The
bite-
vomit?
bite them fingers.
I'm gonna use Halo of Spores, and you're gonna take 3 poison damage
Oh,
as I launch toxic spores from my body at you.
I'm into it. I take it.
You definitely take it.
Oh, I take it. Wait, 3 points of damage?
Mhm.
I don't make a save or anything? It's just 3 points of damage? Oh, nice.
She looks at you. I like that trick.
Hey, Bernard doesn't know any better. He thinks this is how babies are made.
They are
He's
spores.
not wrong.
They are spores. So, I mean,
Bernard's pregnant. Guys, Bernard is pregnant with spore babies.
I did not plan that.
I
I'm very shocked that my world could have something like that happen. It's a little disappointing, actually.
I'm sorry that I chose this joke. I know that you agreed to it.
am not sorry. So, there's that.
Okay.
Moving
But
on.
she looks back at you. It's like,
Are you into this?
I I don't think we want a pixie slave.
But do we want her to have a pixie slave?
I'm actually gonna eat it.
Not particularly.
I'm in love with a goblin and I don't care who knows it.
I kissed the
Has
goblin
it
and I liked it.
Can Luca take her hand away now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Unless Brown tries to hold on. Are you restraining her?
I respect
Wow.
her boundaries.
Okay, I was gonna say, like, we might need to sit down and discuss
There are rules for
Have like a man on man.
Involuntary handholding. I respect my girlfriend's boundaries.
I'm gonna tell the hag again. You can take all of my memories of him, please. Including that
Yeah,
one.
especially the last 2 minutes.
She says, I don't want those.
Wait, but I don't either.
There's too much passion for her to handle, right, Vuka?
Free bonus, like signing bonus for this deal.
Is she gonna stop us? And then what if we can't go back on it?
If we give, well, I guess not we.
She
But
says-
Esteban,
Okay. If you do the deal, you can leave my swamp.
that's what I was
And the
looking
florist. We can get safely all the way to the White Tower.
I can't take you there, I promise that.
The edge of the forest.
You
We'll
will
have
not-
safe passage out
My
of
region, yes.
safely.
Safely, yes.
You won't follow us ever.
I won't follow you outside my regions.
But maybe if you want to take my memories before you leave, then that's always on the table.
Those are yours.
We'll share these forever, Vuka.
Okay. Doing it because Chase wants to do it. So.
Because Chase wants to get out of this mess.
So
I think it's interesting character choice.
She snaps her finger, and a piece of paper unfurls from it, and she says, "Sign."
Can we do,
Oh, this is some
Okay.
Ursula bullshit
Can we do
here.
a quick
Can I read
review
it
of the
first?
language?
Yeah, I want to read
There's
it.
I call my
confirm.
lawyer.
Oh.
She just wants a signature.
I don't like that.
Does
Yeah,
it say,
pardon me,
we've
but I need to
updated
make
our
sure that
privacy
I'm.
policy?
The GDPR is very important to me.
Can we have this notarized? Like,
She says,
Give a fade your name.
I
Alright.
need a 2-factor authenticating against this, please.
sign Seymour Butts.
She says, this is what you might call a verbal contract.
Right. Still
But
legal.
you're asking
No,
for a
she's
signature.
asking for a signature, not a
That's
contract.
That's written, Holmes.
It's true. It's very
The
true.
contract itself is verbal.
Okay, well.
Isn't there like,
Do an X.
here, I have parchment here if you want a proper contract. We can draw up a proper contract with signatures.
Maybe
Well, then
just
why are you
like
asking
a
me to sign a
handshake,
paper? Yeah, can we
or, like, you
handshake?
both spit in
Shake
our
on it,
hands.
because then it's only the verbal things that are said, and I'm not signing some invisible paper.
Fine.
Great.
she snaps, it disappears, and she holds out a wrinkly green hand.
Okay. Esteban
Blood
like,
brothers.
but then shakes. her
Blood
hand.
brothers.
Okay, so as you clasp her hand,
Save against typhoid.
she grips down hard, and she's just staring into your eyes, and her jaw unhinges.
Hopefully.
And she begins to like breathe in, and you kind of like roll a wisdom saving throw.
That's a nat 20!
Hey!
So you are totally like, you are able to keep eye contact with her and like experience all of what happens. But basically she continues to like breathe in as if like actually sucking the memories from you. And you can feel almost like physical sensation through your face, like it's coming out of you. And you see almost like a white wisp of something through the air, and then goes down into her throat, and her jaw comes back, closes back,
And
and
we
says,
never sleep
she again takes out the lantern. She says, "Very
Great.
good." Hands it to you.
I take the lantern.
Wait, does she still have her memory, or does Esteban still have his
All
memories?
of your memories of your girlfriend.
Okay.
Does
Do I still
Esteban
have my
remember-
picture?
No, she has the picture.
Or does she have the picture?
If you saw the picture, like you still have it, and if
Okay,
you
great.
saw it, you wouldn't know
Right,
what it was,
right.
or even that you drew it.
Does
Why would I
Esteban
know that I
remember
drew
that
it?
he had a
It's
girlfriend?
connected enough to the memories. Like
Okay.
she was thorough.
But I have this poem I wrote as well.
Sure.
Okay.
You actually, you're not sure if you wrote it. Like there are certain memories like this that.
Yeah,
like,
but I know my own handwriting. I can look and be like, that's my handwriting.
Sure. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
I write
you-
a lot.
you
I
actually
write a
don't
lot of
remember writing.
things.
Okay, you actually don't remember though the
That I
act of
wrote
writing
it.
it,
Right,
or
right, sure.
like you could have just transcribed somebody else's poem for all you know.
Oh, that's a really bad poem.
And then she holds out her hand for the hand.
Really don't like giving this one up, but
We will get you another one.
if we must.
My
Oh,
girlfriend
oh,
and I
no.
will get you
I'll
another
take
one.
care of it.
So
It's
horrible.
no problem as soon as we run into another bugbear, but yeah, it stings a bit. I hand over.
She takes it and she like packs it away.
I thought she was gonna eat it. To be honest,
We're just
She says,
Puts it in her neck.
"Good soup."
or just like
that's well.
she just like holds it like she's holding in the hand.
She like pulls down her sleeve, so now it's her hand. Like, as if she's
She's like,
She's been working on a bugbear Halloween costume.
this is the
my
funny.
cosplay. It's fine. No, yeah. So she hands off the silver lantern, and she says, "Well, good luck out there." She
Wait, do we not get dinner?
Not anymore.
Damn it.
She
We
takes
were-
out the hand. She says, "This is for me." Puts it back. Walks inside
That's
her
probably
house.
for the best. It didn't look very tasty to me, so.
She
Bye.
closes her door. The latch goes up. You hear the sounds of her continuing to fiddle in there.
I feel like we all came away from this interaction in a better place. I got a girlfriend. Esteban got negative girlfriends. I feel like we're all in a better place.
I do not co-sign this agreement. I did not agree to this.
I'm down at the trophy in my hunt.
It kind of
down.
smelled like death,
That's-
so
Well, that's just how bugbears smell, to be honest. He was preserved.
that's fair.
I start
Honestly,
walking.
I would give
out
you
of
my
the
Do
house.
hand.
we let the pixie
Right
out
now.
now? Or do we...
Only
I
that
don't
one.
yeah,
want
we
to
have a
Only
pixie.
that one.
Wait, do we see-
Hold
or-
up, I have a pixie.
Fair enough. Does Esteban? Do we see the pixie in Esteban's lantern or no?
It's
Solid
solid
silver.
silver.
Got it.
Oh, yeah,
Can
but
I inspect to make sure it's real silver? Because I'm very
that-
good
yeah, that's
with
what I
metals.
wanted to know.
Eat it.
Can I have
Eat it,
advantage for my
eat it.
backstory?
Sure.
Yeah. Because that was 10. Well, that was worse than a 10. So that's a 10.
You.
Nothing. Investigation? Nothing.
It seems to
I
be
do
real
some
silver,
zeros.
'Cause I
as
have
far
very
as you
little
can tell.
wisdom. I have Sorry. It is silver as far as I can tell.
Yep.
Anyway, so 2 quick questions. This is all meta because I wouldn't know this as Lash, but does Esteban remember that he had a girlfriend? And does he remember making the deal?
Yeah, that's. I mean, I should remember that I made the deal because I now have a lantern.
You. So
Yeah, you guys can tell me.
you don't get the sense that like there's clear distinction necessarily from like where the memories were taken. Like
Right.
she's basically erased her in the ways that she believed were legitimate according
Right.
to the deal.
Right.
So you wouldn't know, like you
What
would
I
know
gave
that
up.
she took something from
Right.
your memory,
Right.
but not what.
But I don't know what.
Okay.
Yeah. Like writing like, okay, I remember my mom, I remember my dad, I remember my boss. I think I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you won't
So-
really
Your
know.
boss, that's where you went.
So Esteban's
Those are
single,
the 3 most important people in my life.
ready to hit the town.
Okay, so
Text my boss.
um,
Wanna hang out? No. Okay.
so as you
I wrote this
Look
look
poem
at it,
about you.
you see what
I
looks.
was writing on
You-
it.
It looks like lettering along like the bars, the
The frame.
4 like square bars around the
Uh-huh.
frame.
Is it a language I can read?
I
I read lots of language. I don't know. I read lots of
I
languages.
thought you said you looked him up, TM. Well,
You
I don't
tell
don't
me,
remember.
and then
I
I'll
do
tell
the
you
language
whether
that
I
y'all
know.
didn't have. I don't remember all the languages you do have.
Is
I know
that
it. I'm going
under features?
under
It's on
languages.
character details, languages.
Actually,
oh wait, no, that's only just for race languages.
D&D Beyond. Take note.
Description.
Put all the language proficiencies in one place. Thanks.
It does. It's a description, character details, languages.
Yeah.
Shoot,
It's
it's
Like I
probably
said in the first place. I don't know why I'm still talking in this voice.
Wait, character.
Yeah,
oh, a
yeah,
description. Here we go.
Blair's character.
Personal characteristics. Wait.
Yeah,
Oh, character
character
details,
details.
language. Okay, Elvish, Common, and Dwarvish. I guess I don't speak as much as I thought.
What? I speak the same language.
Is it
Weird.
Draconic or Primordial? Also, do I have those?
I just say like, hey, can we read this?
Is it goblin
Or
or
Goblin?
gnomish or
Oh,
druid?
you're right there, all in one place. Sorry, D&D Beyond.
Sponsor
Uh,
us.
Sponsor us. We apologize when we're wrong.
I also know Celestial and Abyssal.
So you, Esteban, recognize these as Elvish characters.
Ooh, lovely.
Which I do not.
Interesting.
I do. What's up?
What we were thinking about this world with the language.
I got nothing else. So
I just like loom over you for a
What does it
second.
say?
please don't take this from me.
So as you read it,
I go stand over
3
by.
times as tall as I am.
Yeah.
so you recognize that the way it's inscribed in there or etched in there is kind of in 2 sections just by the design. So 2 of the like corners seem to belong to each other, and the other 2 as well in terms of like reading the things together. So you start with what seems to be the beginning. There's sort of a character there that indicates like start here, almost like top left sort of thing that you would go to, and you read the equivalent in Elvish of what force and strength cannot get through, I with a gentle touch can do. That was
Oh shit! He wrote a poem for this and everything.
that was
so fucked.
So that was 2 of the corners. There are 2 other corners that seem to be separate. It's like not all one continued thought. This one says, "Without it, none can see, and too much steals sight."
Okay, that part didn't rhyme, so lazy writing, but that's fine.
It's a translation. It's not gonna
Yeah,
rhyme.
it rhymes in
Gosh.
Elvish.
I speak Elvish, okay?
Yeah,
So
it
come
rhymes
at me,
in Elvish.
girlfriend.
It's again one, not the
Yeah,
girl.
It sounds a lot better than Elvish, guys.
Dude,
I
yeah.
actually wrote the Elvish.
It's actually just Spanish. If we check his notes.
I write a really good Spanish.
It's just written in cursive.
That's how you know it's poetry, right? Or a letter.
I'm most like writing cursive, so
So-
I guess I speak Elvish.
So did you write that down?
Yeah, I wrote it down.
Okay.
Right? What force and strength cannot get through, I with a gentle touch can do. Without it, none can see, and too much steals sight.
And you get the sense that it's split into 2 different
It's
sections.
light.
Yeah,
The
I
key
wrote
is
it.
light.
I wrote
That sounds right.
key and light next to each couplet.
For the first one, I think maybe you should just try touching it gently.
I mean, do we
Just
want
like-
to wait?
Wait, yeah, do we
maybe
wanna
until
wait?
we're not in a swamp?
Yeah, don't let
Yeah.
the
Let's-
pixie out here. She's gonna get caught again.
That's a good point. You're so kind.
Or it'll run away.
Well, what is it?
I hear
Right
pixies-
next to those witches. Let's keep
I hear
talking.
pixies are
You guys
tasty.
look over and she's kind of like,
Yeah.
She's got a net, like a big butterfly net.
no, she's just watching you, listening.
Let's go.
Let's go. Let's walk. Let's
Please.
This is like
We're
the
off
best
to
day
see
she
the
has had.
tower, the white tower in the distance.
So you guys
Should
are heading toward the
I-
White Tower?
Cast.
Yes,
we
we're
got
heading towards the
120
White
feet away.
Right? Heading towards the White Tower?
No, let her.
Yeah.
She let us by. She's not inherently.
Yeah, no,
evil.
Esteban wouldn't go back in a contract. It's fine. I just want to.
Yeah.
Let's go to the White Tower.
Yep, so you guys head on past that hut and continue to skirt along the sides of these black pools. Is it, who's leading?
Not me.
Probably me.
Or
Okay,
Luca.
survival?
Okay,
Yeah, I don't have good.
Plus more survival.
I don't have good survival, but I am the tankiest, so 13.
You're pretty easily able to find a path. There's a time where you kind of like get stuck and you don't know whether to go left or right, what's quicker to get toward the White Tower, but you take a left and it seems to work out pretty well. It's kind of a wide loop, but it seems fine. So you continue to go, the ground begins again to rise back up, and you begin to leave behind sort of the mossy drapings of the swampland trees and enter into a similar sort of woodland as you were in before.
Do I know what plane of existence we're on? Again, I'm still talking in this voice. It's permanent now. Sorry, my wife.
Strong suspicion that it's the Fae.
Okay.
I'm sure
Strong, just
your clients are also
gave
going to
it
love
away.
that. I have no doubt. Alright, so first you're going to want to highlight the text.
Yeah, so you guys are now out of the swamp and walking through the woodlands. You get the sense you're maybe like 2.5 miles to 2 miles away from that White Tower. It's still like night.
Nighttime? Yeah.
It's still illuminated by the bright moon.
Has the moon moved?
It has. It's continued to kind of move sideways.
Do I see Ganon's face in the moon? Never mind.
Is that a Majora's Mask?
Yup.
reference?
That is not.
That's
Ganon.
Ganon's face.
Whatever, you know what I meant.
Oh my god.
No, the moon is not cursed by a little skull kid that stole a magic.
Alright, he was cursed by the
Majora.
mask.
Guys, we've really screwed up the continuity of Link and Zelda, so we're real
What's
screwed
this
up.
wee talk?
Zelda always saves the princess.
We-
From inside the lantern, do I hear, hey!
You don't.
You know what? It's a no.
You know, good. I'm
Crossed my
glad.
mind though, actually, in writing the episode.
Is it bedtime now? Can we go to sleep again, or
I feel like we
just
should
wake
get
up?
out of this bog before we try to
Let's
sleep.
fully exit this
Oh,
one.
It's
got
your
it. Yeah,
own
that's
fault
fair.
that you're
Thanks.
missing hit points.
Thanks, love. Okay, let's go.
No. Not
So yeah,
really.
you guys end up walking up the elevation until it levels out again, and you're back in like solid woodlands. You see again as you travel more like lights. Some green light goes, another green light. That means go. You can move. That's a joke.
Thank you. We
How
are
to
very
know if you have a toddler? Colors mean things.
Wow, but if you don't
You
have a
all
toddler,
get
you don't
inspiration
know
for that. Actually, that was inspiration for everybody. So you're welcome.
Okay.
So Esteban notices that after leaving the swamp, the thing kind of moves a bit.
Okay. I want to wait till we're at the tower to do anything about it.
Okay, so you guys are moving through the woods. Yeah, for the sake of time, you guys travel for like another hour or so, maybe like 45 minutes, like carving through trees and making it through the woodlands before you come to sort of like, you get the sense that like there are, for whatever reason, like solid lines between woodlands and other regions, because there is the same sort of like almost perfectly circular tree line around. It's about 200 feet out from the base of the tower, which itself is surrounded by a high white wall. The wall isn't glowing, but it looks like an ivory color in the moonlight. And it's simple. It's not like stacked with bricks. It just seems like a solid stone wall of white. From where you're standing, it looks to be maybe like 25, 30 feet high. And it's like a perfect circle around the tower, which now you can see is also a perfect circle. And the top of it is just, it seems flat. So almost a perfect cylinder.
We've seen no sign of what's his nuts and his bugbears.
No.
It's probably for the best.
No sign of Tyrone either.
Okay, I open the pixie box. I don't know how, I guess.
Yeah, you kind of like look at it, you're like, okay, open. And it doesn't open.
I touch it and I cast light.
Okay, it opens.
Yeah.
And the four sides that were silver become kind of transparent, and then disappear.
I wanted to
and-
sell that.
And immediately, a about like 7-inch tall pixie jumps out, like sword drawn, swinging. Says,
I cast Blade Ward.
hold on.
I shoot it with my crossbow.
No, you
No, you don't.
I just eat
confiscate
it.
your crossbow.
Out of midair.
Mom!
He says,
Drop a snap.
I'll cut you to bits, Hilda, I swear. I'm a pixie, not some human child. And then kind of like looks around after like swinging his blade at you all. Let me describe him real quick.
Bernard definitely has his crossbow pulled, but like it's at an angle. It's a hand crossbow,
Wow.
so it's like half, like
Yeah,
you know.
I know.
Yeah. He's holding his cross as he does. He goes, oh. It's not intimidating at all.
He doesn't even know what the crossbow is.
So much.
So he has short green wings like a butterfly's, but they're kind of like pointed rather than rounded. And he's wearing like light green garb, almost like Tinkerbell kind of, but there's some browns in there. It almost looks like no, it's not like camouflage. It's like greens on browns sort of thing.
Not
Like
camouflage.
like
Not-
Jeremy
not
Sumter
your-
Peter Pan.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
just layered neutrals.
He's wearing like an ivy.
It was only came out when we were like junior high.
Yeah.
He's
Oh,
wearing
he's
all-
dreaming.
And like, oh, yeah, he's
What?
dreaming.
The dreamy one.
Yeah.
I mean, he was when I
He's-
was 13. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if I still hold that.
Yeah.
up
I
yet.
think, I think he was 13. So
Yeah, yeah. We were 13, he was 13,
He's
he
still
was
dreaming.
dreaming.
Okay.
I
now
think he's
that's
not anymore.
gross.
I have no idea what he looks like anymore.
Johnny Depp?
Don't ruin it. In my mind, he
You want to
is,
maintain that
is-
perfect
yeah.
13-year-old.
I want.
I don't know what we're talking about.
Okay, so
Anyway.
he's got kind of
Like
like
character.
short brown hair, and he just kind of like looks at you all with like who the hell are you guys? He's like,
Oh no.
where am I? How'd you open that?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I
still held up.
I used
what?
a really, really basic spell. It's like really
Look at this
simple
now.
that I can
Dang,
just
that
do,
jaw,
even though
though.
I suck at magic.
Still dreaming.
But question: did you say Hilda? Is that a thing that you said? Did I hear you say that? What's that?
She's
Is
a
she
hag.
the creepy green lady?
Hey.
Great, hate her too. Fantastic.
Hey.
That is racist
That is
against.
racist.
That's
Our
my
green
mother-in-law
skin.
you're talking about.
That's not my mom.
He's
Also,
like-
we are not married.
That's not my mother. It's my future mother-in-law we were talking about.
I was
I
collecting
hate you so
swamp
much.
flowers and she
Me too.
caught me.
I didn't see any sunflowers. That's fine. That's a real
Swamp flowers,
major
she said.
bummer. Real major bummer.
But
I'm real sorry that happened to you.
now,
Yes, you
Isn't
are
that
in
nice
fact
that
free.
she did that for you? Like a big
It's a he.
he
That's
did that
fun.
for you.
I know
People
I
all
don't have hair.
look the same to me.
That's fair, babe.
Please no.
he like looks at the two of you and he's like, I'd ship it.
I give him a high five. Since I only have 3 fingers. So.
Alright, guys.
No, not kidding. Just kidding.
And we're done. Game over.
Wait, did the
He has.
Okay.
Do you have a name, sir?
I do. My name's Eldon.
Hi, Eldon.
Hi, Eldon. I'm Esteban. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Oh, well, it's great to meet you, but some of us have to work in the morning, so can you tell us your plot point, or like, you know,
Just give us your quest or whatever
yeah.
you got.
Can we just speed go, bees, skip cutscene?
Damn.
He looks at you all.
Kill 8
Okay,
wolves,
wait,
bring the
meta-
skins back. Like,
Meta, what are we gonna call it? Oh, I said 11. Dang.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's getting
like
late.
11:30.
11:30.
My bad. Sorry. Carried away in the story.
I mean, this is a
We did
good.
the ferry.
Yeah, like we met a
Fix it.
ferry. That's like we solved the.
Okay, so
Solved
We
your
solved the
hag
hag puzzle.
I solved your mushroom riddle.
Yeah, no.
We're
I
not-
solved
we're
the
not gonna go
mushroom
for
riddle.
There was some real tough riddles in there, y'all. Yeah, no, that's a good ending point. Eldon, the pixie,
It's also like 90 degrees in this room now, so.
It is
See, like,
legit
maybe that's
110
where
degrees
warm,
in here.
Thanks for watching Dungeons and Dank Memes. Hope you enjoyed the show. If you did, tell your friends, tell your mom. Unless your mom thinks that Dungeons and Dragons is demon worship, then don't tell your mom. But anyway, hope you enjoyed. Hope you come with us next time.